Ahoy! I'm the comic book hunter, also known as just Hunter.
Hello there. I'm History of the Flash, but you can call me JD.
I'm Harper or just Harper.
And welcome to Hero Story episode 120.
Come on, I just told you.
This is a rather special episode of A Hero Story. We have a little bit of a guest this week, which we haven't had in quite some time, unless you count Tyler. We have Gavin here, writer and creator of the upcoming Spider-Man Lotus. Hi, Gavin.
Hi guys, it's nice to be here. I'm actually from Australia.
And he is from Australia. Spider-Man Lotus is the upcoming Spider-Man fan film that you might recognize.
Sorry. I just had an overwhelming sense of responsibility that just ran to my wrist.
Of course. For those of you just joining us on A Hero Story, A Hero Story is a podcast all about comic books, where we usually start off with the news of the week, then we go over the comics of the week, and then we do something after occasionally if we got the time. But since this week's a little bit different, we're actually going to be interviewing Gavin here about Spider-Man Lotus, asking some questions, maybe getting little tidbits of sneak peeks, audio-wise, not...
Did you say Timbits?
I was about to say, did you just say Timbits?
It's Tidbits.
Yeah,
I know
but
you
I
love your
wanted
fucking
to say-
Timmies, but it's...
So whoever's got the bingo card, you already got wrong episode number. You already got Timmy's. You got two right off the bat in the first minute. So enjoy.
Yeah.
This. It's one of those episodes.
Yeah, I actually wanted to say Timbits there. I'm not an idiot. I knew it was Timbits.
Oh my god.
This week's comics are Future State Nightwing #1, Future State Immortal Wonder Woman #1, Future State The Next Batman #2, Rorschach #4, The King in Black #3, and I think there's one more Future State that I might be forgetting off the top of my head. But we'll be reviewing those. If you want to
find out later.
If you want to just skip to the comments of the week, check the timestamps in the description below. If you don't see the timestamps, just give it about an hour or so. They should be there. But until then, we're going to start this episode with Spider-Man Lotus. Hi, Gavin. What is Spider-Man Lotus?
It's a feature-length live-action film inspired by the kid who collects Spider-Man and Spider-Man Blue. That was memorized directly from that video.
I was going to say from your pitch video, yeah.
Those are two of the greatest
Exactly.
Spider-Man stories, by the way. Blue is like, I read that every Valentine's Day. I know that sounds kind of lonely,
Me
but
and you-
it's great.
You are so lonely, man.
And the kid who collects Spider-Man is amazing. Oh my god.
Why don't you like go out and like find a date instead of sitting at home reading Spider-Man Blue, you loser?
Harper,
You
have
know,
you read
I've
Spider-Man
asked
Blue?
myself that for the last few years.
Oh no,
and-
Hunter, I haven't read Spider-Man Blue. You see, I actually have a girlfriend and a life,
What?
so I don't have to.
Oh, hold on. You haven't read Spider-Man Blue?
I have read the last 10 pages of the last issue
Why?
because it was on
Why
Instagram
do you
once.
do this?
Do you guys not fucking get that I don't care about Spider-Man?
Yeah, but
Oh,
even in general,
hurt me.
because before we started this episode, I'm like, did you read King in Black? You're like, I saw the last page, but I'm going to read it right now. I'm like,
Oh, I did do that. Yeah, but that's because I wanted to spoil it for myself in the moment instead of going on Instagram and seeing it and going, I would have liked to see that. You know what I mean?
all right, fair enough.
I was just skim reading it, reading every other page. But yeah, Spider-Man can get fucked. I don't care.
Here we are with Gavin.
It's a great book.
All he does is talk about how much he hates Spider-Man. It's kind of like insulting.
He is basically J. Jonah Jameson.
I honestly, oh my God, wouldn't that be perfect casting? Jeez, man. If only I was older.
I mean, you are like, what, 40?
I'm 23.
Okay. I was going to say up or down, up or down. Well, there we go.
You exposed my
43.
full name last week and now my age. What's next?
I was just guessing. Gavin, how did you come up with Spider-Man Lotus? Just the concept. in general.
All right, so originally we had a really long title, The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man, and then we were like, why would we name it that? Like, it didn't roll off the tongue right, like, especially because we had elements of other comic books, and it wasn't just The Kid Who Collects Spider-Man. So
Mhm.
we were like, we need a new title. And then we listed out all these titles, at least like 20 to 30 titles. And a lot of them were like kind of uninspired. And we were like, this isn't right. Like it needed to be something that was new, something that was really fresh because I just wanted it to be like the Spider-Man movie I've always wanted to make. And I wanted it to be super unique. And one of the actors who I'm not announcing now, but he will be announced in the next few weeks, and he's playing a big character.
Mhm.
He came up with the title of Lotus. Harper knows who it is, but it's not Harper.
Oh, shit, do I?
But
I'll be
uh,
honest, I don't remember.
you don't know?
No,
Okay,
I don't
never mind.
remember.
Harper doesn't know. Wait, I don't even know if I told you. Okay,
You may not have.
I probably didn't. But he came up with Lotus, and I put out kind of a lengthy explanation on my story. But basically, a lotus is a flower that grows from mud and like murky waters, and it's kind of like just they grow from like terrible conditions, and then they grow to be like one of the most powerful flowers. So basically the meaning of it is about how tragedy and losing people and sort of bad things happening to us in life, we emerge stronger people because of it. We mature because of it. So we applied that to Gwen Stacy's death, about how it directly affects Peter Parker and some of the other
Spoilers.
characters we have, and how they become stronger from her death as a result.
Okay.
So you said Gwen Stacy's dead. So how many years is Spider-Man into his career at this point?
5 years. So he's 20
5
years
years,
old,
okay.
midway through college. It's a Spider-Man that has kind of been missing for a while. Like
I thought
college
Spider-Man's
Spider-Man.
usually just a kid in high school having fun
Oh, yeah.
adventures and balancing homework and life. I thought
Okay,
that was
Harper.
Spider-Man.
Harper.
You're
Okay.
right, Harper. You're completely right.
You're scrapped.
I should have gone that direction.
With Gwen Stacy's dead, does that mean everything from the comics for the first 5 years, I guess, is that canon or just certain stories?
A good amount of it, like, if you bring it up to me, then I will probably say it did happen. We're just kind of leaving up to interpretation in the last 5 years.
Okay.
Because we want it to be an established Spider-Man, but when we throw you in, because the opening scene, without going into too much depth, it's like you're being thrown right into Spider-Man's world.
Mhm.
So we want it to be like your Spider-Man, your own history. So it's like we want it to be the Spider-Man that I love, that Harper doesn't love.
No,
just
but I
kinda-
do get what you mean, where you can feel it in yourself, like you're picturing yourself what he's been up to. I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah, like that's a thing I've loved about a lot of things, like Smallville's ending. I like interpreting what happens rather than
Yeah.
them giving a canon aftermath.
Crisis.
Yeah.
Like, I don't
Read your Smallville season 11 comics right on DC Universe.
like I don't really. They're they're good. They're well written, the season 11 comics, but I prefer to imagine myself what happens after the show. So I kind of like leaving things up to interpretation.
Okay. I like that. Harper,
I was gonna ask the next
I was
question.
gonna say, Harper, do you have a question? Because you haven't really asked one, but if you
All right,
want
go ahead, Harper.
JD.
No, go ahead, Harper.
This is kind of a statement, and then I'll form a question. But I will say, from the stuff I've seen from Lotus, as someone who doesn't care about Spider-Man, I have told Gavin numerous times that I hate that he's making me care. Because I'm like, oh man, this dude really he seriously cares about this. And now I want to ask, when are you actually revealing the suit?
I can't say right now, but I think people should look out tomorrow for maybe a date. Well, when is this being posted?
Friday. So this will be posted January
Friday?
22nd, so tomorrow. But for recording.
Okay, it'll be revealed tomorrow.
Oh, so Saturday.
Whoa. Oh, okay.
Saturday.
So it'll be revealed.
There you
Okay,
go.
so if you're listening day one, tomorr's the suit reveal. There we go.
That's a hero story exclusive information. The suit will be revealed tomorrow.
Without spoiling like the suit, obviously it's a Spider-Man suit in the end. Was this custom made? Was it designed after a certain artist's rendition of a suit, or did you design it yourself? Like, how was it made?
Yeah, a lot of it is classic Spider-Man. Like a real point I want to hammer in is that we're bringing the classic Spider-Man into modern day. So we're not taking inspiration from any adaptations of the comic books. Like, we're going straight to the source and we're adapting based on that. So
like
the
Steve
costume
Ditko.
is very inspired by John Romita, like the original John Romita. What else can I say? It's kind of like a modernized version of the classic costume, and Harper can back that up. Like, it's not modernized in the sense that it's like armored. Like, a lot of modern costumes are like, oh, we gave it armor, so now it's in modern day.
Or a lot of lines are made shiny.
Yeah. So now we gave it like texture. We kind of refined some areas of the costume. We raised the webbing. Like, we just made it kind of
The material looks incredibly high class.
They did a fantastic job. Like,
it's ridiculous.
I
remember the first time I saw it, you were like, yo, you can't show this to anyone, but here's this. And I remember I was away from home, and I just remember like standing up and being like, what the hell? Because I was like, I didn't realize you could make stuff that fancy, like, you know, on a budget like that. I was like, what?
It's a good thing Gavin told you not to reveal it to anyone, but even though you kind of showed JD and I.
Oh my god! Like 3 days ago, you guys already knew about. Don't give me this.
Listen,
we're taking this slander.
Gavin is a main bro, so he goes way back with us. So I think we were kind of in that loop of people who could have seen it anyway. But
I have had Gavin's back since day one of that. How many people messaged me when he announced it, and then I was like, I've seen the suit. I didn't tell or show a single person. Here's what I did. I took a super pixelated version of the suit where you couldn't see anything, and I sent it to them, and I went, how's that? Is that pretty good?
You just said, Harper, you've had us back since day one. Is that the case? Gavin, when was day one for you for this project?
Well, Harper's a little bit of a liar in that context.
Oh.
I haven't been here since day one. I meant since day one he told me, which is like, what, 3 months ago?
It was longer than that, I think.
Longer,
How long have you been working on this?
All the way back in 2019, like early 2019.
Whoa.
So I think in March, like a couple months from now, we will be approaching like the 2-year mark since I first came up with the idea.
Wow.
It's just been in development since then.
Actually, Gavin, you can go more in depth with this, but I remember you saying to me like the whole plan with the Spider-Man like concept series was to kind of build that hype and then like pay off with this. Can you talk more about that?
So a big thing so I did the Spider-Man series 1 because it's something that is like impossible. It'll never happen. It's just such an ambitious idea that I can't really see it being picked up by any networks. I can't really see it being brought to reality. So me and Ryan, Spidey Feed, we decided, okay, we're just going to do it all on Instagram. Like, we probably won't pitch it to any studios or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured, he came to me about it, and then we kind of worked from there. And then I became a big editor, and then we worked off ideas with each other. And then as time went on, me and him worked together to make it so the series would basically set up the Lotus announcement. So for me, the series was there to tell people, like, you can trust me with Spider-Man. Like, if you like my ideas, then help me bring this project to life. Because as the series went on, a lot of people did, they really liked the ideas. They did want to see it brought to life. And I told them, just hang on a little bit longer. There will be, in the future, a version of my Spider-Man brought to life in some capacity. So a lot of the series was like building up to this and like telling people, because the funding is a big thing. The funding is going to be a big determining factor in what we can do and how we can execute certain ideas. So I wanted to tell people, like, you can trust me. I care about the character. It's not some like random film I'm making just because. It's something I'm making because I feel like I have to do it.
It's a passion project.
Something that my whole life. I mean, I can pull up videos from 3rd grade of me trying to make a Spider-Man movie, trying to bring some Spider-Man project to life.
Well, that kind of brings me to the next question, because I was like, when did it become a reality for you? Because like Hunter and I wanted to create comics for a while, but it didn't really become a reality to us till we talked to Williamson, and he kind of made it clear, like, dude, just make your own. And we were like, oh yeah, we can. So like, when did it become, like, what was the moment that like it became a reality for you? Like, this could happen.
So actually meeting Warden was a huge thing, because
that's the main actor, right?
Yeah. Warden Wayne is playing Spider-Man. So I met him back in 2017, back when I had a Flash account, and I was like, yeah, I used to run a Flash account.
I forgot you did that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The reverse flashes, right?
Yep. I was a big Reverse Flash fan.
Wait, what?
Harper,
yeah.
We
that was you?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You're kidding me. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so like way back, you know, when I followed JD way before I started this account, I swear I knew that account. And I'm gonna be honest, I remember being like, I don't like this guy. That was you?
Yeah.
That is so funny.
Like 5 other admins.
Oh my god, that is so funny because
Well, now it
also
makes sense
Gavin
why
knows.
you blocked me way back in the day.
Yeah, I blocked Gavin on my personal account like
Why?
well before I made Comic Reboot. I don't know. I think he talked shit about like Eobard on the Flash TV show, and I was like, "That's it. I'm not listening to any more of this," and I blocked
You're
him.
so childish.
Dude, this was a while ago, and I was mad. I self-admit I
Okay.
was the kind of person where it's something annoyed me. I was like, and now I'm just like, whatever.
That
man.
was when you were in your 30s, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that was in my 30s.
back
Now
in
I'm
your
50
30s.
years old and I'm fine. This is my Spider-Man life story. Oh my god! Wow. Anyway, my mind's blown.
Yeah.
But so
But
like so it became a reality once you started gaining like exposure, like followers. Like I remember when you had Reverse Flashes and then you made Spidey Central, which kind of took off like that.
Yeah.
And then you abandoned it for a while, right? Like you were gone.
Yeah. So I met Warden in 2017. He had an account called Aspiring Actor. And I was like, oh, it's just another actor. He's not gonna really. So I looked on his page and he had some monologues posted, and I was like, this dude's like really good. So I commented, I'm like, hey, great job. I'd love to work with you in the future. He's like, oh yeah, for sure, man. And then he followed me. And then on Spidey Central, he started DMing me a lot because like he was a Spider-Man fan and everything. And after a while, I got put in group chats with him, and everyone was like, Warden, you gotta play Spider-Man one day. You gotta play Spider-Man. And I was like, huh. So someone made a Photoshop of him in a Spider-Man costume, and we're like, holy shit. And because he looked like perfect in the role. And then I can't say much about who I contacted for another character, but he also perfectly embodies this character just as much as Warden embodies Peter. I hit him up and I'm like, dude, I'm thinking about a Spider-Man project sometime in the future, like maybe 10 years from now when we're grown up and stuff. He's another guy who wanted to be an actor and he's really talented. We're like, we got to do a Spider-Man project one day. Don't tell Warden yet. And he was like, okay. That was like back in 2019. And then started becoming good friends with Warden. He made the decision he's going to move to LA, and I already live down here. So we made the idea for him and that other actor to move down here. And then we were like, okay, we're going to do a Spider-Man project. So it became a reality when Warden became attached, and he was on board. And same with that other actor who I will announce in the next few weeks.
Interesting. It's okay if you can't answer this question, but besides Peter Parker, are there any other characters we could expect to see?
Yeah. Okay, so based on the funding, which the funding looks like it's going pretty good. I did some statistics on it with the rate and everything, and it looks like we'll get where we want to be.
Awesome.
So you can expect about 5 characters total, and all of them will play off each other thematically.
Okay. And these are like characters straight from the comics kind of thing?
Yeah.
Or do you have original idea, do not steal?
No, they're all from the comics. Like, well, we have Tim Harrison guaranteed. We have Peter Parker guaranteed because, kid who collects Spider-Man. Well,
Peter Parker's
Harper,
in it?
Harper.
Yeah.
Tim Harrison.
The kid who that kid.
Yeah. Whatever. He's in it.
Oh, that's cool. Dude, I love that book.
It's like an all-time it's an all-time great issue. I can't believe you haven't read it. Like
I literally
it's
have
old,
it in
but
my
it's
collection.
like it's so classic.
Somewhere. Yeah, no, it's a good issue. Yeah.
Another thing I want to build off that for a sec is like the reason why we chose that storyline is because it's so grounded, and we don't want to have like a big action film. Because that's kind of been done over and over and over again. Like we wanted to bring like what I love about Spider-Man, the emotional core of him, how he relates to people. So the film's going to be very grounded in that sense. And the Tim Harrison storyline allows us to keep it grounded while still telling like a compelling story with like minimal action and everything.
Right. Cool. How many people are involved in this so far? Besides people that are just donating, of course.
Yeah. In terms of the team, we'll have about 10 to 15 crew members, maybe more. Just completely depends on availability and everything. We have the concept artist. We have at least 4 people on the costume. We have a few writers. We have the cast. Probably like 40 to 50 people, if I had to guess.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a huge thing.
Yeah, this is like an actual damn. Wow.
Yeah.
So how has the crowdfunding been going so far? I mean, we ran.
I was gonna say you should
Indiegogo.
also say what you're funding. Is it Indiegogo you're using, correct?
Yeah, it's Indiegogo.
Yeah,
You just look up. I just found it. You could just look up Spider-Man, and it's the top result on Spider-Man.
Oh,
So-
actually?
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yeah, so
Wow.
the funding's going like a lot of people have DM'd me kind of concerned. They're like, they see that the rate's slowing down, but it's actually going exactly as I predicted. Like it's literally on track with how I want it to go.
Mhm.
So we'll have 1,800 by the end of today. Someone's dropping, I think 250 today.
Wow.
So we'll be at 1,800, which means we might be able to hit 2,000 by the end of the week. So this will be the first week of funding, and we'll be already 10% the way to the goal. And this is without, I've contacted early investors and I've talked to them about them donating, and I've accumulated like a certain amount that they will be eventually dropping in.
Mhm.
So we have a guaranteed budget, and then we have the budget from followers and people who want to help support the project. So and also another thing is we're playing the waiting game. Like it's a lot of patience. So like with the first week, people don't really have a reason to trust us other than like my series. Like they haven't seen my filmmaking skills. They haven't seen the costume. They really don't know anything. So the costume is going to be a big game changer because it's going to show
Definitely.
people a real dedication. Like
Absolutely.
it's not just like a non-profit low budget film. Like we are striving for this to be like as high quality as we can possibly make it. Like
Mhm.
I want it to look like Smallville, look like a CW show, even beyond that. Like we are aiming for a legitimate production level. Like it's not just some little low budget
Gavin,
film.
if you have a widescreen aspect ratio, I think you can make it look better than a CW.
CW, yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna
I
say,
don't-
to be better than
It's like,
CW, do good
guys-
cinematography.
Do you guys remember during Crisis on Infinite Earths where Barry was talking to Oliver in like the Speed Force, and it went from like the full screen
my
aspect
God.
ratio to widescreen, and it looked like a movie all of a sudden? And I'm like, that's how much a difference different color grading and a different aspect ratio makes. So Gavin, if you're trying to aim and make it look like a movie, I have zero doubt that it'll look better than a CW show.
Yeah,
Just do
that's true. I
widescreen.
shouldn't compare it to CW show, but like I would compare it to Smallville in the sense of how it looks. Like Smallville has a very unique style that I've noticed creates like a very nostalgic feeling with the colors
Yeah,
and the
it's
lighting.
very quaint and very cozy.
Yeah, like the way it uses its colors, I've always been fascinated by. So
Mhm.
we're going to have like a look similar to that, but I think we can actually make it a higher quality than that because we're using anamorphic lenses with a red Komodo camera. And a lot of the equipment I already have access to because at my film class, like I have access to basically all the equipment whenever. We have really high quality audio equipment. We just have like access to so much to where it really helps out with the budget because it's kind of free of cost apart from the actual camera, which we are going to be putting our own money into.
For sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's brilliant timing. The fact that you can have all of that equipment and not have
Oh
to
yeah.
think about, because God, you'd be doubling or tripling your budget just hiring
Up to
stuff
Yeah.
out.
40K, 50K. It wouldn't even be achievable if I didn't have the class that I have.
No
Yeah,
kidding.
wow.
I was just looking through the perks. The one that I was planning to get personally was the digital copy because it looked pretty good, and you get the script too, which is nice. How is the digital copy distributed? Is it like is it on
The
something,
Pirate
or-
Bay.
Yeah, no, it would just be like a direct download of the film. So
Yeah.
Gotcha. That's what I
like,
figured.
yeah, the digital copy would just be like a full quality download.
Gotcha.
Cool. For those that don't donate for the Indiegogo, and then by the time it's over and then eventually comes out, everyone's talking about it, how would they be able to watch it if they didn't donate?
It'll be on YouTube. Like we're going to be
Oh.
releasing it completely on YouTube for free because, it's a nonprofit film. like we can't profit off it, obviously. So we're actually losing more money than we're gaining, of course. So like a lot of money we're losing. But we're releasing it on YouTube. Everyone's going to be able to see it. The digital download is just like so you can have it whenever, wherever.
Okay.
Just a download
makes
of it.
sense. Makes
I think
sense.
I owe you like $100 because I forced you to make the updated PS4 Spider-Man model your profile picture for a day.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was a couple months ago.
Yeah.
I forgot that was you too, Harper.
Gavin was like, he's like, people were asking like, what is this? And he's like, I promise it's gonna make sense down the line. Like, people were like, why did you change your picture, man?
Wait, am I lagging right now?
A little bit,
A
but
little bit.
you'll come
Mate,
back in.
Mate, I'm on the show. I
Frozen,
just got my new internet installed, and
goodness.
right before we started recording, I dropped out.
Yeah.
I couldn't
So-
believe that.
I think it's
Harper
good.
will drop out probably when we get to the comic section of the episode.
Yeah, probably. Even though I read them
I
on
just want to say though, real quick. Yeah, Harper like randomly approached me one day, and he's like, "If you change your profile picture to PS5 Peter for a day, I'll drop an extra 50 in the donation."
Why
And
do
I'm
you
like,
say that like we've never spoken before? Yeah, he randomly, accosted me in the street and said, change the picture.
Some random Australian man.
yeah, some random dude. No, but it was kind of out of nowhere. Like you were just like, if you change your profile picture, then I'll give you an extra 50.
Did you give him an extra 50, Harper?
I'm going to, yeah. I make good on my
bribe.
bets. A Lannister always pays his debts or something.
Okay.
I don't know how much you're putting in, but it better be over 50.
Oh, it's
Ooh,
over.
that
It's
was
over 50.
that
See,
was a
here's what I
threat.
was going to do, Gavin. I was going to drop 200, and then do you know how much that is in your money?
A
Yeah,
100.
It's 150.
Oh,
So it's just $50 just disappears into the ether. It just doesn't exist.
Oh yeah, it's kind of weird.
really?
That way.
Yeah, that works.
I hate that so much, man.
I hate it too, man. I feel you. Australian and Canadian money's pretty much
We
the
have
exact
nothing to
same.
offer the world except for like dirt and sausages.
Yeah, a lot of people were DMing me. They were like,
US.
it's kind of overpriced in Canadian money and European money. And I'm like, oh, sorry.
That's literally nothing you can do.
You
Yeah,
can't do
here's
anything
the world's
about it.
smallest island.
Let me just call the bank and get this sorted out.
They call the CEO of European currency.
You'll probably get a few messages about that, Gavin. When JD and I were making The Price Hero Pays, our comic book, even when I was telling like people that I know personally here in Canada, I'm just like, you could just donate $10. Like $10 American? Like, yeah. They're like, okay. like that's a way more than $10
Yeah.
for us.
You should have put it in Canadian terms. Been like, yeah, it's like 2 double doubles and a whole stack of Timbits.
Hey, you could buy like a
No.
whole moose with that. Whoa.
That's more than 2 double doubles. That's like, I'm gonna say that's.
I said,
Hunter,
and a whole
we don't
stack of Timbits.
actually care. We don't actually care how many fucking double doubles it is.
True.
I was
True.
gonna say maybe 11, and then like a 10-pack of assorted Timbits might be able to be like $10.
Shut up, man.
Why do you know this?
I like Tim Hortons, man. All right, well,
So what were some of your I know you mentioned Smallville and Raimi Spider-Man, but like what were some of your other creative inspirations? It doesn't even have to be superhero media, like
the Snyder Cut.
Snyder
probably
Cut.
not the Snyder Cut.
Super wide.
Release the Warden Wayne cut.
Yo, Gavin kind of be looking like a young Zack Snyder as well.
Oh my god.
He looks like every white American male.
Bro, literally put me up next to a white person and people will see the resemblance. Like I am the white person defined.
You're Christian Bale. You're Ethan
Bill
Hawke,
Nye,
Bill Nye,
Joe Biden.
young Joe Biden.
Bill Nye is what I do see. Like Bill Nye, I could be his son.
I genuinely do see.
What about James Franco in 2002 Spider-Man? I swear you got like the same hair.
You has the
Everyone
exact
says that
same hair.
too. Like, okay, every
Gavin,
time
can
we
you
laugh
say
on-
I have nothing left except for Spider-Man?
I'm not gonna say that, but
You suck.
people
You
on
gotta
my
donate.
live
You gotta
group,
donate
like,
money to the campaign to get him to say that.
Yeah,
exactly.
you gotta pay in order for me to actually recite
That's the
that
last
title.
perk. He'll send you a personal message saying that.
You should open up a cameo, Gavin.
Oh yeah, Gavin, will you be
Oh
cameoing?
yeah, and I just recite dialogue.
Oh.
I do want a cameo in one scene. We don't know which one yet. It depends on the funding. If we want to do this one scene, if we raise enough, then yeah, I'll be in a scene.
Well,
Is that for
the
your?
60s
That's for
were
your
fun.
like. That was your Venom cameo, right? Because you're going to be Eddie Brock, right? And like the symbiote's going to come in right at the end of the movie.
Totally.
Right?
And you're gonna play Eminem's Venom, Venom as
Well,
Gavin
here's the
appears
thing,
on the screen.
actually, I'm gonna drop an exclusive spoiler on here.
Oh,
You guys
here we
ready?
go.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the ending, right? Okay, I need your attention though, like fully.
Mhm.
So the ending, the symbiote planet comes to Earth, right? And suddenly a bunch of Spider-Man clones come out of nowhere, and the Spider-Verse portal opens, and we got Tobey
is Tom
Maguire and Ben Riley,
What?
but from an alternate universe, and we got Andrew Garfield to play Spider-Girl.
Oh, because diversity.
Yeah.
That's
Shut the fuck up.
This derailed so quickly.
That's the ending.
Oh
of
my
the movie.
god. Hey, is okay. This is a serious question. Is Peter Parker's mentor going to be in there? Like the man he took everything from, who taught him all the lessons of his life. Is Tony Stark going to be in the movie?
I knew you were going there.
I knew you were going there.
I think everyone knew I was going there.
Okay, well, for real though, will there be any Uncle Ben moments?
My guess is no.
Spoilers.
we will not include Uncle Ben. Like, we won't have an actor playing Uncle Ben. However,
Mark Webb just has a
course we're
gun
gonna
to
have-
Catherine.
well, okay, I won't say anything, but we won't have Uncle Ben in the movie, but his presence will be very much a part of it.
Wait a second,
Like,
that's a John Watts quote from Far From Home, and we just got initial.
If
Oh,
I had
God.
to if I had to guess word for word what Gavin was going to say there, that was exactly what I thought he was going to say. He won't be there, but we'll feel his presence.
Literally a John Watts quote.
okay, I will say there will be a very direct reference, or maybe an entire scene dedicated to him.
Oh, it's going to be Warden Wayne sitting in a fucking car doing the same thing from Spider-Man.
Uncle Ben, I can't do this anymore. I can't be Spider-Man. This is your dream, not
Oh,
mine.
I'll be your nephew when you fix this damn door. I don't know. I don't remember those movies.
Sam Cardinal.
Oh,
You don't remember the Holy Trilogy?
Okay, you guys might find this funny. So my grandmother has worked on this book since I was a kid, and it's just photos of me from like a baby till now, right?
Can
There's
I buy
a
it?
section in there where it's just me with like all of the Spider-Man gear in the world, like holding the DVD of Sam Raimi's Spider-Man like it's the Holy Grail. And I was
think I've
looking at it
seen
like,
that picture.
I was like, what a fucking idiot. How did I ever like that?
Have I seen
Look
that
where
picture?
you are now. You're
I
just a
sent it
terrible
to you.
person now. Little British Harper was
No
a lot.
hope.
Australian Harper was a lot better.
I thought the Crisis, Smallville cameo was like the best part of Smallville.
ever since I gave up my powers.
My powers.
Since I
You
gave
can
up-
show it. You can show
Okay.
it to the screen. You want to see kid
Yeah,
little.
I'll see if
This is a
focuses.
YouTube exclusive for those who can see it, but that's
It's
young.
not-
It's not really
I can't even
focusing.
see it.
I was
I
a
can
I
just
was
see
a ghost. I didn't have any facial features back when I was a child, so that might
Always
might
watching,
explain.
no eyes. Yeah, I don't know why that's not focusing. But
I'll put it on my story.
okay.
Number
It-
one Spider-Man
You
fan.
said all the Spider-Man gear in the world. You're holding the movie, a rock, and you have a red shirt on that with a bull on it.
those are there are 2 pages dedicated to Spider-Man photos.
Well, I'm just looking. Oh, there we go. Now you have a.
Yeah, well, I didn't send you them all. You don't have exclusive rights to my likeness of every photo.
Oh, there you
Anyway,
go. You're holding
Spider-Man
like a little
Lotus.
Spider-Man there.
Yeah.
So, Gavin, you were talking about the runtime of the movie. What are you currently thinking it's going to be?
Hmm.
Oh, you just went, okay.
I like the
just didn't-
suspense.
He didn't like that question, clearly.
I'm back.
Oh, we
Wait,
didn't
no,
even know you
I
left.
didn't do you guys. The Wi-Fi cut
Harper
out.
just asked, "What's the runtime? Do you think?
No, the Wi-Fi cut.
Like, what do you think the runtime
Oh,
is?"
okay. Yeah, judging by the script pages, anywhere between an hour to an hour 30 minutes. So
Okay, not bad.
a little
not
over
bad.
feature length.
That's pretty good.
It's in the range of feature length.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes sense. When does filming start?
Oh.
We're going to, so funding closes in late February,
Mhm.
and then we're gonna dedicate March to, so now we have a budget. What are we gonna do with it? So we're gonna figure out the budget, where everything's gonna go, what the expenses are, and we'll probably start shooting either late March or early April.
Okay, shooting.
I have a tough question, and you don't have to answer it because it is one that takes a lot of planning and a lot of considerations. How are you guys working around COVID stuff?
Yeah, so I put something up on my story, just kind of briefly explaining it. We are going to, so the whole cast, the whole crew is going to test before shooting starts.
Nice.
Every morning we're going, like every morning of shooting, we're going to have temperature checks, make sure everyone's good.
Yep.
Everyone's going to be masked, even the actors, unless they're on camera. Like if
Yeah.
they're not on the screen, then they're going to be masked, and we're going to be pretty distanced from each other. So like we
Yeah.
won't all huddle up to look at the footage or anything like that. Like we're just going to follow basically the CDC guidelines
Yeah.
when it comes.
No,
to
it's I very much appreciate how much clear thought you've put into
Yeah,
this.
thank God.
You're not like, I don't know, we'll socially do, like the fact that you've actually got a plan for it is actually really good to hear. Because how long do you think you'll be filming for?
So probably 2 months, but we are considering shooting the exterior scenes in New York.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you said that. Yeah.
Okay. And then
Might
the regular
shoot a
stuff in
lot of
LA?
the interior. Yeah, we might.
If you're in New
we might
York, I
do a lot
want a
of interior
cameo.
work.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Huh?
If you're in New York,
Yeah.
I want a cameo. That's my turf.
Tyler as well.
Yeah.
Tyler can be the guy who's like, my sandwich was
I
in
was about
there.
to say, well, the 60s were fun,
Well,
but now
fun, but now I'm paying for it.
Stanley line.
Wait, is
Gavin
Harper
looks
gonna
like
do
young
a
Stan Lee.
Is Harper gonna do a deep fake
Cameo.
of the Stan Lee face that he used and do his Stan Lee voice?
Yo, and I'll be the Stan Lee cameo.
There has to be
Hey,
a Stanley.
Spider-Man
like
was
the
always my least favorite. I hated that fucking guy.
So exterior in New York and then interior in LA. Okay.
Yeah, depends on the budget. So we're gonna
Yeah.
shoot all the interior first. So like the kid who collects Spider-Man scene is gonna be all in LA. We're gonna shoot all that probably first. Like that'll be the first thing we shoot because it's gonna be the longest scene in the movie.
Mhm.
So yeah, a lot of interior, and then maybe later in the summer we'll all go to New York and shoot the rest.
Okay. You might
But
not
we
know
don't
the.
know. It depends on the budget.
Yeah, of course. I guess you have to wait.
Mhm.
Is this in just like a Raimi style, just Spider-Man universe, or is this more of a Marvel universe where there's other heroes possibly out there?
It'll be a Marvel universe. Like
Okay.
there will be references at a certain point in the movie to
Perfect.
other characters.
Oh, I think I know about this
Yeah.
scene. Yeah.
Yep. Harper. I think I told Harper about it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love that it's like when you just can't say anything, it's just a bunch of people nodding their heads going, yep, yeah, cool. It's pretty
Makes
cool.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys have any more questions?
No, I don't care.
Well, I have one that's kind of like the ending question, I guess.
Ooh.
And I know obviously the answer is budget, but you have a sequel in mind, don't you? Like, depending on how well this does, you have a sequel that you could see yourself doing.
I mean, I don't know. It depends on the success. How if it
Yeah,
does
of course,
well.
it depends on a lot of things. But do you have a sequel like in your brain?
you
Like I
have
could see it going this
ideas?
route.
I may or may not have a plan for a sequel. To answer your question.
He's doing the
Stanley,
Kevin
can you
Feige thing
explain
when
it?
they ask.
Stanley, can you explain his answer?
His answer is, of course he has some ideas, but he doesn't know if he can execute them yet. I assume I would have no idea. I'm Stan Lee, I'm dead.
I'll say right now, okay, the potential floating idea for a sequel would be almost double the budget of this one.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
all the details I can give. And there
Yeah.
that's all I'll say.
Is that all the
wanna say-
details?
Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Is that all the details I can give?
Probably.
Did I tell you any plans? Oh, I
You told me
did.
some stuff. Yeah, you did.
I did tell you. Oh my
Yeah,
god.
you
Regret.
did. Yeah, right.
Tune
I'm
in
not
next
gonna-
week where we spoil Spider.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I know some stuff.
Harper
All right,
knows about
well,
things.
I guess that kind of ends our Q&A to kind of end this part of the podcast before we jump into the news of the week. Gavin, you want to plug literally everything? I'm gonna grab
Yeah.
my comics while you do that because I forgot them.
We'll
Okay.
put the Indiegogo stuff up somewhere.
Yeah, the
It'll
Indiegogo's
be in the
up.
post and everything.
Costume reveal tomorrow at 12 p.m. Pacific time. Don't miss it because it's just they did a phenomenal job. I can't believe it. Warden looks.
Can I say?
Costume.
Okay. You did
Go
say,
ahead.
yeah. I was gonna say you showed me what he looked like
Mhm.
and I was like, holy hell, he fits. I mean, I know it's made specifically for him, but he looks so good in it. It looks ridiculous.
Warden like worked so hard to get like the 90s Spider-Man build, like the big bulky Spider-Man, not too bulky, but like, you know, a big Spider-Man build. So in the costume, he looks huge. The designers did a fantastic job. He has like the Ramita Spider-Man body. So yeah, costume reveal tomorrow. The Indiegogo's up. It'll last until the end of February. And stay tuned for more updates in the coming weeks.
Sounds good. I like that.
Excellent.
I guess now we do the regular podcast.
Yeah, right.
Well, welcome to A Hero Story. We're roughly 40 minutes in, give or take. Mostly going to be a news week because we have Gavin here and also JD decided, I hate comics.
Okay. Let's clear this up right from the beginning because I'm not gonna take the slander that I always take. Okay.
Bada bing,
You guys
bada
always
boom.
want
I'm
shit
not
on
taking
JD.
it.
JD could take it. He's an Italian. He could take it. It's over. Okay. I said to Hunter when Future State was first announced that I don't see myself reading any of the titles other than
Yeah,
Flash.
You did.
And he
you did
said,
say that.
And he said, "Oh, I'm gonna go get some Timbits and go fight a moose." And I was like, "All right, weirdo, go
All right.
enjoy your blue money." So then, sorry, Canadian followers. Sorry to all of you. So then, when Future State actually came out, Hunter was like, "What? You're not reading any of the Future State comics?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
"It's almost like I told you this."
Hunter,
but even then, like,
he did
we're reading Marvel
specifically
too.
Say
We're
he
not
did specifically
reading
say,
Future
I'm not reading it.
I know.
This is all I have to show to my name. This shitty.
God, that issue was shit.
all I
Flash,
have.
Future State.
For some,
That
I
issue
refuse to put it in my comic box. That's why it's just been out for the last like 3
So
episodes.
bad.
Okay?
I did
Poison
read
it.
that.
Does anybody want a dead Wally West? No.
You should sign it and sell it. Creator of The Price a Hero Pays. Give the money to Gavin for Lotus.
It's funny because before the episode, we always kind of just talk for a bit, kind of plan out the episode, and we're all planning. We're just like, yeah, so we'll interview Gavin, we'll go over the news, and then what comics we're reading. And JD's like, I didn't get any comics. For an hour,
I went to my store, I didn't see any. I like to think JD like walks in the door like whistling, and then he just walks in a circle and then walks back.
Yeah, he
out.
does the Simpsons thing. Puts the
Yeah,
hat on, does a circle, puts that.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Is there any heroes in Redout this week? Nope. Okay, bye.
No, all right, I'm out.
You read Flash, Daredevil, and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's it.
It's
That's pretty much
the
me.
heroes.
Yeah, that's what Gavin does too. It's because Gavin, you didn't read anything this week, right?
I did. I read the Future State Flash. I did read that.
That was like
like 2
weeks
weeks
ago.
Garbage.
Yeah.
Right, I haven't read
Basura.
anything.
That's okay. If you want, you can stick around for Harper and I explaining.
In
the
Gavin's
comics.
defense, he has been working literally on a film. So I can forgive maybe he doesn't have all the time in the world.
That's understandable. And I guess JD does run a comic book podcast where I guess that.
Oh wait, yeah, it's almost like two
Oh,
other people here do that.
Oh, I thought the slander was behind us.
No.
It needs to happen at least 3 times. It's 2. It'll happen one more time. This
Maybe
episode.
I'm
sorry.
working on another script for a comic book. Yeah,
No, you're not.
I'm not. I know I am. I am working
Yeah,
on
I
one.
was gonna say, aren't you?
I am working on one right now. I'm actually
that's
gonna work
a
on it more
taste.
after.
Actually, yeah. Let's.
Hey
start-
JD, so am I. Dun, dun,
Ooh.
dun. That's it.
These
Let's
days.
start off with the news of the week by saying our comic, The Price a Hero Pays, is actually printing at the moment, and
Oh yeah.
we do plan on doing a not a sequel, but maybe a sequel people like it, but another
Our comic, all 3 of us. Our comic, yeah.
I mean, Harper, your name's in it.
Well, I'm in it too, aren't I?
You're drawn in it too. And also
drawn in it, yeah.
your face is in it too.
What the fuck does that mean?
Oh yeah, I know about this.
What
Okay.
the fuck does that mean?
I think it's funnier if we don't explain.
Yeah. it's-
No, what does that mean? Yeah, okay.
Well,
fine.
when it was going off to printing, I was 2 pages short, so I was like, "Oh crap, we need 2 pages." So he sent me 2 pictures of you with the Spider-Man stuff as a kid. Yeah.
Yeah. And we didn't even put it at the back. They're just like in the middle.
Yeah, they're in the
grabbing
middle of
points
the
of
issue. It's
story.
like issue 1, Harper's a kid. Issue 2, Harper's a kid again. Issue 3.
Yeah.
What the
But
fuck?
But that's not actually true, Harper. Well, your face is in it. Like a picture of your face is in it.
You'll see when you get it.
Did he just freeze?
He
It's
froze.
frozen on my screen.
He looks like he's spitting. All right. Well, Harper just lost Wi-Fi after we
He's
just
gonna be
scared him to
raging.
He
death.
looks like he looks like a chipmunk.
Yeah, he does. He
Looks
looks
like
like
he's
he's like
about to
an old teacher. Oh, there.
Oh, he's back.
You know the best part about that. By the way, it's nice now that my internet doesn't completely drop out. It just like it spots a little bit. So I'll take what I can get in Australia. But I imagine my face that whole time was weird. But Gavin the whole time looked like he was eating a sour like a sour chew. He was just like the whole time. And like I was about to screenshot it and my internet came back and I was like, motherfucker, I was so mad. Anyway, why's my
Oh
face in?
God.
Anyway, so to the
You'll find out when you get it, when Australia Mail allows you to have it. Anyway,
Oh, that's like 3
Harper,
years.
What,
from now.
what did I look like? I didn't even understand what you were.
Yeah, I was
Like you were eating like a sour chew, like lolly or something. You like this,
Okay.
lolly.
a lolly, fucking
Oh,
candy.
lolly.
Good lord, what do you want from me, dude?
I just think it was funny. Uh, yeah, to kind of end that little segment that we're talking about, the price of your pays is off to printing, but if you didn't pre-order on Indiegogo, it will still be available by the time it actually is done printing. We printed a ton of extra issues. It'll be available to buy on our website. We'll let you all know on the podcast. And on our
and it will
Instagram.
be available on Comixology if you prefer digital comics.
Exactly, which apparently
Wow,
JD
Which
does
JD
like.
The slander.
Which apparently
The
JD
slander.
does.
I tells
does
you the
enjoy.
slander.
I tells you.
Starting with the
tells ya.
news of the week, we usually go over live action news first.
Wait,
and
I
then
want to
comic
start with the news. Oh,
Okay.
solicitations.
Oh, well-
Solicitations.
Oh, we'll do comic stuff after the live
Alright,
action.
JD, you do comic stuff. So do you not know your own podcast?
We start with live action.
Go
We do
ahead,
the
go ahead,
comic
Andre.
news, so then the comic news could
Go ahead.
transition into the comics of the week.
See, this is what I mean. You only need one Josh on this podcast, and as you know, my,
can't even hear
my
you right
real
now.
first
He
He
name.
took his headphones off. Do
Can't even hear you.
You're
you guys
a fucking
believe
idiot.
that JD is actually Italian?
know.
I don't actually think he is. No, I think
Is
it's
he
all a
thinking, like,
front because
deliver
he
me
wants to seem
pizza?
cool.
Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm thinking about making a Mario movie, and I think
Really?
JD could fit.
Okay, that is so stereotypical.
Oh, did you hear that? Your headphones
Oh,
were
Yes,
off.
I heard him.
Okay. Grow a
Dude, the way
mustache,
He
JD.
pitched it so genuinely. I'm thinking
It's
of
a
making
me,
a
a
Mario movie.
JD.
Oh, that's perfect. He's
That-
got
that
it.
was good.
Well,
JD,
all he
whoa.
would need like Hunter's mustache.
Yeah.
That'd
Let's
be
okay.
perfect.
Hunter could be my Luigi.
Fusion.
What did I do? I did it like this. It's like
Yeah, you
this.
did. You just
I was
fused
trying to do it
yourself.
with myself.
Just a bunch of smoke appears and light, and then it's just you again.
It's just me.
Anyways, live action news of the week. We'll start off by
Anyways.
saying Matt Damon is apparently returning for Thor: Love and Thunder.
Good on him. As Jason Bourne, which I think is a weird, like that's a weird crossover.
I don't think like if he's playing a different
Wait,
character
do you
than
know anything about that?
it's just that reportedly he is going to be in Thor 4. He was in Thor Ragnarok as like
he played
the-
Loki.
He played like the fake Loki. So
Yeah.
he might just be returning as that. But I don't know.
Thor.
If he's playing like an actual character, then I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be really weird. Like
Yeah.
another fake Loki.
Ada Ray Bill is Matt
What-
Damon.
What
Oh
if
my
it's
god.
what if it's Matt Damon playing like Loki, recapping the events of the Loki TV series, but as Matt Damon?
That would actually be funny.
And then instead of Owen Wilson, they get Luke Wilson to play Owen Wilson's character from the show.
That would actually be really funny.
He's going
Just
beyond
so absurd.
He's going beyond so many levels for a Thor movie.
I could actually see that.
We're just trying to see Gore and Jane, and you're like, what if Owen Wilson and Matt?
What if the first 10 minutes, right?
Well, going on with that, like more and more characters are confirmed to be appearing in Thor: Love and Thunder. Like we're now for sure getting Nebula in this movie.
Avengers 4.5?
Mm.
Yeah, it's like Spider-Man 3 all over again.
Yeah.
It's also well, this is what Civil War was like. I felt like when Civil War was announced, they just kept confirming characters. I was like, this is like Avengers 2.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, because originally it was just Captain America and Iron Man, but then they're like,
Yeah.
guess what? Scarlet Witch is in this, Vision, Ant-Man. So
Yeah.
That would have been a hell of a Civil War movie if it was just Captain America and Iron Man. Like you get
Just
out on
going
the
at it
airport
for
and it's
2
just
hours.
them
Civil
two.
War. floor.
punching at it.
Just punching each other.
Civil dispute.
Now on for all the Spider-Man 3 stuff. Elizabeth Olsen said in an interview about WandaVision when asked if she will appear in Spider-Man 3, she says she assumes she will be. But that
I'm
was
not
it.
shocked.
Yeah, that was today as of recording. She said this.
What the?
That she assumes she will be.
I will be. Okay.
I do have an idea. I do think like the end of WandaVision, she's just gonna completely fuck up like the whole multiverse and then create the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
So I'm not surprised that she will be in Spider-Man 3, especially because Kevin Feige already said like all three of them are connected.
Mhm.
So
Which
I
is
wouldn't be
WandaVision,
surprised.
Spider-Man 3, and Doctor Strange.
Doctor
Multiverse of
Strange,
Madness.
yeah. I kind of thought Doctor Strange would tie it up. Like, I assumed too that she was going to break everything open, and then Doctor Strange and her teaming up in that would be them fixing it. But like Gavin said, if it's all connected, then I guess it will, Spider-Man as well. Doctor Strange comes before Spider-Man 3, right? Or not?
No, after.
Oh, okay.
It's the last one.
Okay, that'll work. Yeah, because then you got WandaVision as like Act 1, and then Spider-Man as Act 2, and then Doctor Strange to wrap it up.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. I like that.
I feel like by her
You guys
saying she
think about-
assumes, as in like maybe she was told that she will be. She hasn't been on set yet, though.
Yeah.
I
If
see
she's
her like
saying
end
that,
credit scene. End credit scene. I can't see her as like an actual focus of the plot.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about Wanda or Scarlet Witch like being an antagonist in Doctor Strange 2?
I like that a lot, actually.
I've actually thought about this. I don't want it to be an antagonist thing. I want it to be like she messes up on a monumental scale, but is helping him with it. Like, it's not like I'm full blown villain. I've ruined everything. It's like, oh my God, I've ruined everything. We need to fix this. Like, she let everything get out of control.
Oh, yeah, I like that better. Well, in the comics, after House of M, when she goes No More Mutants, she goes into
no one
hiding.
reads Comics, Hunter.
Oh, right. JD's here. Sorry. JD, cover your ears. So we're going to talk about comic stuff for a second.
I love this idea that JD doesn't read comics.
I've read more comics total than Hunter has.
Bro, Eunice has read more of this guy than you have.
Yeah. Real World of Flash.
I've read all the Flash.
Not to be confused with the other Eunice in the community, of course.
What?
There's two? What?
No, because you said Eunice Real World of Flash, like it's not you. Like we know. Who Eunice
right.
I'm like, there's more than
not
one.
to be confused with the other one. Like
I thought you were saying there is another. I was like, there is another.
Joke ruined.
There is another. Well, anyways, in the end of House of M, like in the Avengers comics going on, they're hunting. Well, not hunting. Some characters like Wolverine and Hawkeye, they're actually looking for Wanda, wondering what the hell happened. And she's hiding.
They wonder where she's gone.
Yeah, they wonder where she's gone. And I don't know why that was so funny, Harper. Hawkeye.
Stupid as fucking. That's way worse than the High Hungry I'm Thor one. Oh my God.
Hawkeye actually does find her, and then she does a spell on him to where he forgets who she is. So in the comics, although she's guilty for it, she goes into hiding and she doesn't want to be found. So I feel like in the MCU, I hope they do something a little different where she admits, like, "Hey, I messed
so
up."
she forgets who she was.
Kind of. She more so.
So does she wonder who she is? I'm gonna do it till it works.
Well, Hawkeye finds her, and then he's like, "I'm looking for this woman." She's like, "Oh, who is she?" And he's like, I wonder. I wonder
who she is.
Yeah, I wonder.
I just want to point out that JD and Gavin was smiling when I made that joke. For the people that are listening on audio,
you said.
I said.
I was smiling like out of pity. Like I felt so bad that your joke was just.
Oh,
so
you pity
terrible.
me? You're the one making a Spider-Man fan film, buddy. I think you're the one who deserves the pity. What a waste of.
Bro, you're an Iron Man fan. Dude. You're an Iron Man.
That's true.
Hey, you
unironically think Iron Man 3 is good. Get out of here.
Oh my God.
Hey,
this is totally off topic, but this was so funny. Gavin and I were talking in a group chat one day, and I said, Gavin, have you even read any Iron Man? And he like posted this big thing of like every Iron Man run with his thoughts on it. And I was like, where the fuck did he get this from? And then our New Zealand boy, Davian, just like copied it, put it into Google, and Gavin had just taken it from Reddit. And we were like, you fraud.
I found it so fast.
I like for that split second that Harper like was beat, and he's like, "Oh my!" Like Gavin
I couldn't
was
believe it. I was
like,
like, well, because at the very start, it was like talking about Matt Fraction. I was like, oh wow, maybe he's actually read Matt Fraction's run. And then sure enough, it was from Reddit. It was very well played.
It's hilarious.
Harper, does it offend you that I've never read an Iron Man title besides the current one going on?
No, because everyone reads different shit. I've never read an Aquaman title, nor will I ever.
That
Harper, I
offends
have
me.
one question.
New 52 Aquaman, bro.
New 52 Aquaman's so good.
No, Jeff Johns is racist. I'm not reading it.
Okay, Kelly Sue's run. Read Kelly Sue's Aquaman run. That's so
She's
good.
racist as well.
Is she actually?
No, I'm just,
Okay.
I don't think anyone is racist. I was just making it.
You don't think anyone's racism
No,
is no
oh my
more?
Okay, maybe this is the apology episode again. I just want to make it clear that I do realize that racism is a plague in our world, and I wasn't trying to say that no one in this world is racist. I was just trying to make a joke that some comic book writers perhaps might be, and that's why I wouldn't read their books, but that does not actually reflect on who they are. Thank you. I'm sorry. I will be better. I'm going to take a break,
Wait, what?
recuperate, something.
Wait,
Just
wait,
sing Imagine with a bunch of other comic book accounts and post it on
I think I
everyone's
will.
account.
Does everyone want to do it with me? Like, we'll do it together
Imagine
and we'll cure
there's
COVID.
no, and we're all gonna do it in different tones too, so you can't like
Yeah.
actually pick
Sure,
it up.
yeah, I'm down.
I was going to go country. Imagine there's no heaven like that.
Oh, God. I'm pretty sure
Oh,
you
God.
just said like there might be racist comic book writers, but it's not a reflection of who they are.
No,
I'm pretty sure you said that too.
No, I was
Yeah.
saying that there is, but that doesn't reflect the wider community of comic book writers.
Oh, okay. I was like, hold on a minute. What?
Don't worry, Gavin. Things are said on this podcast sometimes that get pulled up on that are just like, we spend 10 minutes on what was that? Hunter is very familiar with that.
Unfortunately,
Hunter is very
yes.
familiar with saying something and then us being like, what the fuck
If
did
a
you
black
say?
man could blush, we spent like
Yeah.
at least 15 minutes on that.
Yeah, and I'm reminded of it quite often.
Quite often.
And even that phrase right there was a reference to a talk show of a TV show that is no longer popular.
I was literally just doing the thing where people just say, "Oh no, that person's racist," without any like actual thing that they're racist. So I was just doing that.
And then you got
How did we get on this topic again?
I can't
Yeah,
remember.
That's because I'm not reading Aquaman. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, read New 52, you bum.
No, I'm
No,
not doing
seriously, Kelly Sue's Aquaman run is really good. So is Jeff
Harper,
Johns.
you know why I don't like Iron Man?
I don't care.
It's because I read Mark Millar, his Iron Man Civil
Mark
War.
Millar in Civil War.
And
Gavin,
that's
if you were
probably the
ever to
best version of Iron Man.
if you were
Instead,
ever
it's
to give
good.
me a reason for why you hadn't read Iron Man and you just said Mark Millar, I would have been like, no, I get it, man. I get it.
God.
The news,
Yeah.
continuing with the Spider-Man 3 news, which tends to be a weekly thing. Charlie Cox is wrapped filming for Spider-Man 3. Now, this is reported by comicbook.com.
I still don't believe it.
Although comicbook.com
Yeah.
is reliable for comic book announcements, as far as live action stuff, they don't really have anything. And I read the article and it was more so like a reliable source told us. So although they're like breaking news, we're reporting this live, it's Gavin, you said well, and then you
The
looked
thing
down.
is, it was Brandon Davis.
Oh,
Yeah, I was gonna say it was Brandon Davis, and I don't think he's ever been wrong about like comic book news before, as far as I know.
Interesting.
So
I thought it was more so just like a
it could be credible.
okay, huh? So this is
And another
possible.
thing
Though.
is like I don't know what just I thought I froze, but you guys just
No, I just
You
you don't understand. I was listening because like as you guys were talking in one of my headphones, I just heard like this creepy as
Was that
fuck
like
laugh. And I
Scooby-Doo?
was like, what?
It did sound
That's
like
why
Scooby.
I literally looked at Raggy. I looked behind me and I was just like, what is going on? Like, Zoink,
Like,
Scoob, what are we
like
gonna do?
Harper, let's get out of here.
Like Harper, dude, let's go.
You got Shaggy to your Moon Knight sense of personality voices.
Oh,
you got,
yeah,
you
yeah.
got Stan Lee,
Moon
Mark
Knight.
Ruffalo,
Like
Shaggy.
Zoinks Hunter's a bit of a fuckhead.
And that's our opinion on Charlie Cox possibly returning as Daredevil.
Yeah. Good talk.
Wrap filming. We've kind of given our opinion on the show. I think we all want this, but we don't expect it to be a large part. I personally believe it's going to happen. You guys actually believe
If,
this will happen?
if Daredevil shows up, your issue is worth a lot more, Hunter. The one you got behind you there, the first
Mm.
crossover of Daredevil and
They're
Spider-Man.
very, very true.
Mhm.
I don't think he'll appear in costume. I think he'll just be a lawyer.
Yeah,
okay with
that's
that.
fine. It's still the character.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Like that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't need the
JD,
I
do
feel
you-
like that'll be the thing though, is that he'll show up and then people will be like, oh, we didn't get him in costume. It's like, can't you just be happy that you got what you got? Like, assuming it's good. If it's a good role and he's good in it, which I have zero doubt that he would be.
He's gonna be wearing the Mark Wade run sweater that says "I'm not Daredevil."
Yeah.
that'd be brilliant. Yes. With
Like
Harmon.
I could see him appearing as Matt Murdock, the lawyer, and maybe not even shown, but a huge hint that he's out there as Daredevil.
I'm hearing, okay, so two things. One is I would rather have him than like She-Hulk. I know a lot of, there were rumors about She-Hulk being the lawyer for Peter Parker, which I would way rather have Matt Murdock than She-Hulk. I don't think She-Hulk would really make sense. And then two, what was I going to say?
He's got the Joe Biden memory now.
Okay, got it. Yeah, I'm like Joe Biden. I was like, what's the question again?
Something malarkey.
Yeah, some malarkey, whatever. I'm hearing it'll be like a soft reboot of the show, which I don't know.
If it's soft reboot, it's fine because that kind of means like it's still canon. We're just not going to reference it, which is at least he's still around. If anything,
I'm just afraid of them like pulling like we're getting different writers writing this god tier version of Daredevil, so I'm kind of scared of it like, you know, being like, I don't know. You know, I get scared with like other writers writing something that's really good.
Yeah.
You know?
Do you think they'll even bring Charlie Cox back after he said all that like weird shit?
What did he say?
They will.
Didn't you see like online like a few weeks ago he was like saying some like weird like homophobic and racist stuff?
What?
Did you guys really not see that?
No.
Well, you didn't
like
because I'm lying.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say.
Like,
Truth to all, whose heart dropped?
Mine did. I'm like, I already got my heart already dropped from Armie Hammer, and now it's
that's
another
what I was
person
trying. That's what I was trying to attempt before with comic book writers to make you go what, but it was too much of a ha ha ha. So there you go. I got my reaction.
There. I hope you're happy.
I am.
Well, seriously, like straight off the bat, do you believe that Daredevil will be in this movie? Yes or no?
Are you asking me?
Yes, I'm asking all of you.
Oh.
Yes.
Like, there has been so many reports and so many rumors that I'm like, where there's smoke, there must be fire. Unless it's just people like, you know, every other month wanting to like jump on that kind of train. But I don't know. It just seems like too much. It's like the Spider-Man, like the Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield stuff. I'm like, when you see so much of it, there has to be something to it. You know what I mean? I can't imagine there would be that much.
The fact that it hasn't been denied. Like,
yeah,
no one has denied it. And if
no one
Marvel and Sony were like planning on it, like they wouldn't want people to have this expectation and they never deny it. And then the movie comes out, everyone's let down. That would be a terrible marketing decision.
And as someone who took a class in marketing, I feel like they might show him in the trailer, if anything, because from that point of view,
the poster's going to be all three of them. It has to be.
No, I'm not talking about the other Spider-Mans. I could see them hiding that, but Charlie Cox Daredevil, I feel like you should show in the trailer, so then people that haven't watched the show, they're like, oh, I should watch that show now.
Yeah.
To get ready.
If you're ever going to fold in a show into like I mean, it's technically canon until said otherwise. I know Jeff Loeb says it's canon, but you know, Kevin Feige just keeps saying, well, we haven't really thought about it. But to make that like hard, you know, MCU canon, if you're going to pick one thing, you would pick Daredevil.
The only problem.
This is a record for a hero story of pronouncing his name correctly. You and Gavin both pronounced his name properly, as opposed to me and Hunter.
Kevin Feige.
What,
there, I ruined.
What? Jeff Loeb.
No, Kevin Feige.
Oh, Kevin Feige, yeah.
Yeah, we pronounce his name a lot.
You guys both
if you guys didn't notice on the screen, I literally wrote my name.
Yeah, I saw that a while ago.
Oh, jeez, I didn't even notice that. But yeah, like in the end, Charlie Cox, I feel like they have to show in the trailer. But from the other side of the view, I feel like they won't, just because his show is very much like a very dark show.
Yeah.
And Spider-Man.
Well, here's the thing. I feel like with like Toby and Andrew, you can't hide that as well as you could Daredevil. But like if you go into the movie and you're like, this is, you know, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse, whatever, and you've got them on the poster, but then you go in and like you get a Matt Murdock cameo for like 15 minutes in the movie, that would blow people's minds.
Here's the thing with me. I don't know if they will show Toby and Andrew in any marketing for the purpose that I'm hearing they're only going to appear in like the third act.
Yeah, I heard that too, but then I've also heard opposite reports where it's like
Yeah.
they're in like the first act is Holland and then the rest of it is like the three. So
Well, here's what I believe.
Who
Like, this
knows?
is from a reliable source that I've been following since like The Amazing Spider-Man, like way back in 2011. And I watched him all the time. He gave like plot details and he like
His
confirmed
name
things
was
that no one
Spidey
else was
Central.
confirming. Huh?
His name was Spidey Central.
No, he was not me. I was
Oh.
not following myself. No,
It seems like a
this
thing
guy,
you would do.
Daily
You
Bugle
like
Spidey-
all of your own messages.
Get him
got
started.
your-
Gotta get him started.
No. But anyway, his report, Daily Bugle Spidey, or no. On YouTube, he goes by like Amazing Spider-Man. But he basically said that they're planning on having Toby and Andrew in the third act of Spider-Man 3, and they will have a full Spider-Verse movie with them in it.
Oh, as in another one. Oh,
And I'm
God.
also hearing like they already started doing Miles Morales auditions, and like it might be from the Toby universe. Like there are some.
Oh, that'd be. Oh my god. I
That's
didn't
your
think of
worst
that.
nightmare.
No, I
It really.
I
I mean,
No,
love
it's
that.
Gavin's worst nightmare.
Putting
I don't
Miles
know how I feel about it.
putting Miles in a universe that isn't the MCU and having him come in eventually, it would be Miles better
Yeah.
because the MCU Peter's way too young for Miles to appear.
I would
You see Miles
prefer
for,
that
like, some-
Miles comes from the Andrew universe. He doesn't really fit into the Toby universe because the
Yeah.
Toby one is like classic Spider-Man, and
Andrew
Miles
is
is
much
such
more
like a
modern.
contrast to that. You know,
Yeah.
it's really weird.
Oh, if he's from the Andrew universe,
Yeah, he fits perfect into Andrew because Andrew's like completely modern Spider-Man. Like,
Mhm.
Hunty, do
completely.
you want to tell Gavin how much you love The Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Rise of Electro, as it was called in Australia?
Gavin, I love the Amazing Spider-Man 2, The Rise of Electro. Was it actually called that in Australia?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
We couldn't believe it. When we went to the cinemas to see it and it had Rise of Electro under Amazing Spider-Man, we were like, who named this?
That's
I know,
just
totally.
Love Venom.
But yeah, Gavin, I don't know if that like hurts your Spider-Man soul or not, but I actually love the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
It's fine. I mean, I personally hate it.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
Most people
you're
do.
entitled to your opinion.
Most people too. I love Batman v Superman as well. So some movies are people hate and I love.
Okay, I would have to agree. Like in a chat the other day with Harper, I mentioned, well, Batman v Superman, it might be kind of a mess, but I respect it for being nuanced and like complex. They at least tries to be something. And Harper, along with the rest of the chat, just jumped me.
Crucified
You
you.
did not jump, and you were agreeing with most of it. Let's be real.
No,
I think the funniest conversation we had where we just like got deep into like what Lex's plan was. And I remember Gavin being
yeah.
like, it's like the worst plan in cinema. Or you said something like
He wanted to put a Jolly Rancher in everyone's mouth in America. What's wrong with that?
yeah,
Oh,
Jolly
really?
Ranchers to everyone.
Boys.
Stop.
Why was that like a perfect impression?
Yeah, that was.
Actually,
that was
I've seen the
good.
movie like 5,000 times.
That's,
Same, yeah.
that's
Especially
your
that trailer
Stan
when
Lee.
he says that. I watched that probably.
You know what I was talking
God,
about
like
earlier with
5 times.
someone? Imagine Michael Rosenbaum playing BVS Lex Luthor. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
dialogue.
you
Because
said
the
that.
dialogue is amazing, like on the script is amazing, but it's just his deliveries.
Boy, do we got problems up here.
Listen, Rosenbaum has a Cameo account, and I've wanted like to use
Does?
it just that let him do Lex lines like
Oh,
from
that'd be
Batman v
cool.
Superman.
Dude,
Like to hear him do like the Martha dialogue would be mwah.
oh my god, dude. Like for years I've been like him in BVS, like that dialogue would be off the charts. Like, oh, I need it.
When BBS came out, he was mad because he was like he didn't even get an audition. Like he mentioned that on his podcast. He's like, "Oh, how come I didn't get an audition?" And it's like,
It should have been him. Like I can totally see him being in it.
"Oh yeah, with him and Henry Superman." Oof.
Oh my
that'd be-
god.
Oh god, I didn't even think of that. That's so good.
Yeah, I'm sure that casting definitely would have fixed that movie.
Boys.
I actually would have enjoyed it a lot more if it
Oh yeah, look, I would have enjoyed the performance more. I just don't know if the
Can you imagine
matter.
Rosenbaum shoving a Jolly Rancher in the senator's mouth and then
No.
pissing in the cup? Oh my god!
like
You could piss and call it
just
sweet
playing by
tea.
comparison.
And that's our thoughts on Daredevil coming to spare.
It all
JD,
really-
I didn't get a direct answer from you, JD. Real quick before we move on, is Daredevil in the movie? Do you think
Matt-
he is?
Matt Murdock, yes. Daredevil, no.
Okay, cool. Continue with the Spider-Man 3 things. There was a lot of set pictures this past week showing that it is going to be taking place during Christmas time. No, it is not connecting to Hawkeye like a lot of people seem to be theorizing.
Yeah, no.
You don't know that.
I mean, I don't, but a lot of people are like,
you don't know that.
Hawkeye is during the holidays, and so is Spider-Man 3 cameo. It's like,
Well, you don't know that, do you?
I don't. That's true.
Wait a second. Spider-Man 3 is during the holidays. Die Hard was during the holiday. Oh my, they're crossing over.
JD. I don't know if you've seen Die Hard, but that movie is actually from like 40 years ago. It was back when Bruce Willis actually had hair, so I don't know if they, like timeline-wise, I don't think they would match up. Yeah. I don't know. I think
but
it's
the
just classic
multiverse,
movie.
Wanda, no more Avengers.
Endgame did time travel. It's possible. Die Hard's actually one of my favorite movies.
I have a theory.
Okay.
But you're not going to say
Spider-Man
it?
3.
Let's hear it.
Spider-Man 3 takes place alongside Iron Man 3. And Peter's like, he finds his mentor again. And he's like, Mr. Stark, you're alive. And he's like, no, kid, you're in 2013. And then he's like, he has to find his way back. And
I need to go fight the Mandarin. Wait, this isn't the Mandarin.
You guys need to. I can't. Okay, dude. I have a theory. Peter time travels, right?
Mhm.
And instead of the kid like Harvey, Peter takes his place.
Whoa.
What? There's a big retcon that Harvey kid was actually never there. It was Peter the whole time.
But no, wait. But instead of Tony giving that kid like a little flash grenade to ward off bullies, he gives Peter some glasses that connect to a satellite in space
And
that
he
has
can launch-
drones.
Then he gives the glasses away to a
He
stranger.
can just murder all of them.
Dude, we should make this movie.
Okay, in
Support my
Endgame,
Indiegogo. I'm gonna make this movie happen.
Yeah.
in Endgame, when Tony dies and it's during the funeral scene, you still see Peter there, and then when it goes to show Harvey standing alone, it's like a time travel Peter, like as an old man.
It's Andrew Garfield.
It's Tom Holland, but with the same CGI as Chris Evans had when he was old. He's just standing there at the funeral.
No. Peter, are you gonna tell me about your adventures in Iron Man 3? No, I don't think I will.
And it's played by Tom Holland's
Joe
brother.
Biden. Joe
Yo,
Biden
Gavin kind of looks like old Captain America too.
Well, that goes hand in hand with the Joe Biden, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very much the same.
Dude, okay, here's the thing. One time a girl told me, you look like Steve Rogers.
You've never
I was like,
spoken to a girl. What are you
wait,
talking
I'm
about?
gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it. She told me, you look like Captain America, the actor who plays Captain America. I'm like, oh, thank you. And then she goes, before he got the serum. And I'm like, oh, thank you.
Destroyed.
Wow.
It was like I thought it was a compliment, and then she just crushed everything.
She crushed you. That's amazing.
And you're like walking down the street and you look in your reflection through a window to like a soldier suit and your head's too low, just like in the movie.
There's like a Captain America like life portrait, and I'm like looking in the reflection. I see myself, but I'm too low.
Someone needs to deep fake.
And that's
Gavin's
how
head
Gavin
onto-
started using steroids.
I think it's working, guys. Like I'm getting angry right now.
That's how he's preparing for his role of Green Goblin in Spider-Man Lotus. Sorry to spoil it. He's gonna take actual steroids.
I will be playing the Green Goblin, but it'll be like the ultimate version, like the big Hulk Green Goblin.
The
But
actual
there won't be
goblin.
any CGI. It'll just be me painted green.
Luke's
You're
Rigno
that big.
style, nice.
Oh, like the original live action Hulk.
Yeah,
Except
exactly.
you're not a wrestler.
Just watch. Give it a few months.
Sounds good. We'll have
Every
practice
dollar
shows
donated to
on
Lotus is like a pound of muscle on his body. Wilson Fisk by the end.
Yeah, I was gonna say, hasn't he gotten over like 1,000
1,000 pounds.
Jesus. The last bit of thing that the set pictures of Spider-Man 3 kind of gave us is there are newspaper headlines saying that some citizens are defending Spider-Man, while there's also posters saying, I believe in Mysterio. So kind of like a people versus people kind of thing. Looks like the city's kind of one side's on Spider-Man, one side's on Mysterio over who believes who in the situation, which I kind of like. I kind of hope.
want to say something, but I feel like it'll piss people off.
Just say it,
It's kind of a
dude.
nitpick.
Oh, just
Dude,
say it.
okay, well, I like the concept of like a divided city and everything, right? Like two sides, like a whatever. But God, I'm such a pretentious gatekeeper Spider-Man fan.
Yeah.
Typically the whole city is against Spider-Man, or it feels like it is, like there's never really any division. So I like Spider-Man stories where it feels like everyone's against him rather than people actually backing him up, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Harper
So,
actually mentions
it'll be a good story.
Harper
I think
mentions on this podcast a lot that Spider-Man fans are very picky. So
yeah.
I also completely oversell my hatred. I don't even hate Spider-Man, but I just I don't read him, you know what I mean?
But you
But
literally
I
do.
feel like Spider-Man.
Oh no,
fans
I've
need to
built this
amplify-
persona where I like conveying this idea that I just absolutely despise the character. Just hate him with every fiber of my
You
being.
do read them though, Harper. Like we reviewed the
I
issue
do.
once.
I read Nick Spencer's I said that to a friend too. I said, I hate that I'm reading Spider-Man now and I'm enjoying it because I know there's better Spider-Man books. And now I'm like, oh, maybe I should read those.
Craven's Last Hunt, Spider-Man Blue. Get on it.
Ultimate Spider-Man. I would
Okay,
even
wait.
recommend.
Gavin says no on Ultimate
Harper,
Spider-Man.
so you're a big Matt Fraction guy.
Yeah, sure.
Like you love Matt Fraction and everything.
I adore Matt
right?
Fraction.
Okay.
Iron Man,
read-
Hawkeye, Sex Criminals.
Okay.
It's a good book.
So, Sex Criminals. Wow.
Sex Criminals is a
anyway,
Matt Fraction, Chip Zdarsky book where whenever people reach climax, time freezes around them and they use that ability to rob banks. Except it becomes far more complicated down the line because there's agents that try and stop them. And
Like
there's
the Matrix.
angels. Yeah, it's nuts. But it's just Chip Zdarsky and Matt Fraction going insane. Yeah, anyway.
I can't tell if you're being legit.
No,
I'm
this
being
is a real
absolutely
thing.
legitimate.
This is a
Yeah,
real
yeah.
book.
Yeah.
This is a real comic.
It's a good series too. I'm not even kidding. It's a really good book.
I think it just ended recently, didn't it?
It did, yeah. They did
Yeah.
a final
Wow.
issue. They did a big celebration, what happened this many years later. Yeah.
It's funny how Gavin.
Oh, because the
just
last
doesn't
issue was
believe this.
issue 69, I think.
I'm kind of shocked. That sounds kind of
Gavin would try to Google sex criminals, but that'll set off his blocker on his Google.
Yeah. FBI is gonna bust in. But no,
Ladies and
Harper,
gentlemen,
I was
we
gonna tell
got
you,
him.
read the only Spider-Man issue Matt Fraction has ever written, and it's one of the best single Spider-Man issues of all time.
You know that Spider-Man is in Matt Fraction's Iron Man, right?
Really?
Well, not for long, for one arc, but still he's there. It's very
Now,
well done.
Gavin's actually going to read that arc so he can say he read some Iron Man.
Gavin, it's
I need to read
it's post Civil War, but it's after Tony loses his memories of Civil War. So Peter is blaming him and still has his a chip on his shoulder for Civil War, but Tony doesn't remember it.
It's like,
He
what did I
knows about
do?
it 'cause he's read it. No, he knows about it because he's read about it, and he's like, oh my god, what did I do? And then he's like, Peter, I'm so sorry, and Peter's having none of it. But they do team up, so give that a read.
Wait, is it before One More Day? I mean, I would assume so.
Yeah. Oh no,
everyone,
it's way.
Civil
It's
War
way.
kind of
Oh no.
Because what year was One More Day?
2007 or 8?
One More Day was 2008.
So Civil War was
it'll be after.
2007.
Yeah, no, it'll be after because that run started in 2008, and this was 20 issues in. No, probably 25, 30 issues in.
Huh. Okay.
Yeah,
Pretty
so it's
interesting.
after.
I'll have to check that out. But okay, I was gonna tell you though, read Sensational Spider-Man Annual, I think 1 or 2. He wrote it and it's so good. It's during Civil War, after his identity is revealed and everything. But so I'm like you with how you feel about Iron Man outside of the initial Civil War run. The identity reveal for Spider-Man was really well written outside of the Civil War event.
Yeah. That's the sad
Peter
thing about
David-
Civil War is that all of the tie-in material is golden, but the actual book is just so
really
weak.
good.
For anyone who's read that book and goes, man, Tony Stark is the worst in it. If you've only read that book, I can see why you'd say that. But then the outside material is so much more informative, and you get this much better idea of where all of this is coming from.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Tony Stark, he does get to become a way better character after. I'm actually reading the fallout of Civil War. So, or it's the epilogue in a way. I'm reading Mighty Avengers right now, which is the first Iron Man arc after Civil War. Like it takes place immediately after when Steve Rogers is gone, and Luke Cage is forming his other team. But it's okay. Like, it's all right. I know, Harper, you messaged me being like, "Oh yeah, that's pretty good." Right now,
there's some issues. There's some issues down the line with your favorite character, Sentry, that are really, really good.
I don't like Sentry. That
I know.
Okay.
So I said your favorite character.
He's okay, but yeah, I mean, so far I'm like, I think one arc in, Frank Cho was on art, so everyone had super like smooth skin the whole time, so it's all right. And yeah, that's our thoughts on.
Right.
That's my thoughts on Mysterio and Mysterio's headline. Superman Lois and Clark episode 1 will be 2 hours. It's premiering February, like the last week of February, and we got a trailer this week, and that doesn't look like CW.
Yeah, no, it doesn't at all.
Superman Lois and
weirdly
Clark.
high budget.
I just watched this before recording too, because I didn't watch it and everyone yelled at me in the call. So
again, our boy Davian said to me that apparently Warner Brothers have put more money into this because they want like this to be the return of Superman, you know, Superman to be back to glory kind of thing, which makes a lot of sense, to be honest. But yeah, it's weird how good it looks.
So I do like, I think on a technical level, it looks incredible. Like they're doing a fantastic job with it. I do have one concern though, is that so a few months ago, a script leaked online of Superman and Lois, and it was like terrible, like oh my god, and I was like, this is awful. They couldn't possibly be doing this. So I'm watching the trailer, and a lot of the scenes look directly from that script.
Oh no!
Yeah,
like TikTok dances and TikTok references and like weird shit going on.
Oh no!
Weird shit going on.
Whenever shows like that try to include like TikTok or Fortnite, it's always just like the hello fellow kids. Like that's always what pops into my head.
Endgame.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of scared.
My problem with Endgame isn't the fact that you see Fortnite, because I'm just like, oh, it's just like a dude playing a video game. It's like when you see Call of Duty and John Wick 1. It's the fact that Thor picks up the headset and he goes, "Listen here, you little weasel," and it's like this 40-second scene where you're just like sitting there just cringing, like, oh my god, get to the.
Also, the amount of people on Instagram that are like, "Dude, New Master 69 was totally low key." It's like, shut up, please.
Oh my god.
Bro, I've seen that so many
But again,
times.
that
like 100
name,
times.
Noob Master 69, is the most like, haha, get it me.
Yeah, it's like, wow, they really dug deep on that one.
Yeah.
Come on.
You did it.
He did it. Tyler, that's for you.
Even then,
Tyler.
Even then, like that whole scene, I remember when I first watched it, I was like, I felt embarrassed for like hyping this up so much. I was like, oh no, don't do this.
Bro, okay, I can't even begin to describe to you like how I felt in the first hour of Endgame. Like I was so let down. I was like, and like, okay, I came in super excited. Like the opening scene with Tony was awesome. Like everything in the beginning was super cool. And then you do the time jump and I was like all excited. And then you get into all this weird comedy and like really lighthearted. And I was like, what the hell?
It's even
and
like
my heart
really
dropped.
big mix of really dark and comedic. Because you see like Black Widow, like she's crying. And it's like, this is good. And you see Steve be like, on the bright side, I saw whales passing by. It's like, this is good. And then you get to Thor and it's like, oh no. And you get to Hulk. Like, no.
I'm gonna do the thing that is so predictable.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the thing that's so predictable, but I really think that movie picks up and then goes once they visit Tony at his cabin, and then he gets started on the time machine stuff, and then he goes back to them. Like once you've got the gang together again, that's when it goes. But that like 20 minutes where it's just like
recruiting
them
stuff
I don't
out.
like the scene with Thor in Asgard. Like it felt really weird.
That's I wish instead, I understand that they're doing like, oh, people handle depression in different ways. I wish Thor was angry and he was like training non.
Well, he is at the end, and it's like, oh, there it is. But it's
like let's kill him properly this time. I wish like he was training like hell, and there was like a ton of chopped down trees from him or something like that. And maybe instead, when they're just like, hey, Valkyrie, where's Thor? Instead of her pointing at like a bunch of empty ale barrels, she would point out like the woods, and he would be in the woods by himself.
Yeah, dude.
That
And
would
I
have
think
been cool.
like I get what they were trying to go for. Like people would defend the Endgame Thor with, well, it's about depression, it's how people deal with it. But the thing is that they played it off as like comedic.
A joke. Yeah, that's the
And
problem.
that's my problem with it. Like it should have been taken seriously because it's depression. Like that's a
Yeah, they
huge
see him and they're
topic.
like, oh man, but instead he like hugs Rocket into his belly and he's like, come here. And it's like,
Yeah,
what are
they're,
you
like,
doing,
trying to-
man?
like
Yeah.
it was just I would say the movie picks up when Tony goes back in time with Steve and they see Tony's father. Like
Oh,
that's
yeah.
where the movie really picks up from.
Yeah.
Yeah, until then, it's cool. It's like, oh, these are great references, but upon rewatches, it's kind of like, okay.
I
Third
think
act's
what we're
coming.
getting there is that there's a,
'Cause-
like the major flaws of that movie are generally relegated to like the first act. Well, for me at least, like
Mhm.
when I think of the stuff that I would fast forward through,
And,
that's probably where it is.
Yeah, for me, it's right when Thanos.
And like
appears and
after
fires
Tony
everything.
and Steve go back in time, or go ahead.
No, I finished there, so you can go ahead.
I was gonna say okay. Yeah, I was gonna say after Steve and Tony go back in time, after that is when like Black Widow dies. We get
Yeah.
that really good scene with Tony and his dad. The whole third act is starting up. Like it feels like the movie really, really picks up after that scene.
And they ditched the comedy too. It gets really serious.
Except for the dumbass Cheese Whiz Rhodey comment before the snap.
Oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, there's that, but that's like very much just like kind of
Yeah.
say a joke, move on, go back to being serious instead of just
Yeah.
keep building on it like they did when they first met Thor. Same with like when they're putting the gauntlet together and Rocket just goes like boom, like that.
Yeah.
That's a fine
See,
joke.
that's like it's when you stop the movie dead to make a joke and then you go, okay, and then everything goes again. That's the problem. But when Rocket does that and they all jump, it's just like a moment.
and then it
You know
moves
what I
on.
mean?
Yeah, it
My
moves on
problem is
immediately.
that-
Who's gonna snap their freaking fingers?
The thing with me, like that Thor was like, we got a really emotional Thor moment. He's like, let me do something for once. And then Rhodey's like, Cheese Whiz. And it kind of breaks the tone a little bit.
Yeah.
Kind of
Yeah.
undermines like that whole moment.
How did we get to Endgame review? What were we talking about?
Why are we reviewing Endgame?
What are
And
we
we were
doing?
talking
How
about
much I want to
Superman. We were talking about the Superman show, and I said that I hate when they reference like TikTok or Fortnite.
How
Right,
the
right.
fuck did we get this far?
And it's funny
I
that
bet
we're
it was
talking
me.
about Endgame here, and I want to keep going, but we should probably move
Well,
on.
we should,
Yeah, I
we should
know,
save
right?
this for a Hero Story rewatch show.
Or Timmy's talk. Gavin,
Yeah,
you
we
should
can-
what on Timmy's talk. We'll
Timmy's,
talk Endgame.
What
Pretty
is
casual.
Timmy's talk?
Oh, I
Timmy's
guess we could
talk-
kind of plug it right here.
Yeah, we can plug Timmy's talk if you would like.
It hasn't happened yet, but it's a show of ours that's gonna happen where we kind of just like casually talk because there's so many times in the podcast where we're supposed to be talking about the news and we diverge into all these different topics.
When does
like,
that ever happen?
every single one that we've done so far in the news. So it's like we could just have a show where we just bullshit for like, I don't know, an hour. If someone wants to listen to it, they can, like our
Yeah.
random ramblings.
Yeah,
So-
because we've had people message us on the podcast being like, "Man, I listened to your podcast for all the comic stuff, but I also really like how you told the story how you burnt your house down almost, Hunter." I'm like,
Yeah.
"Oh well."
I had
that's not
someone
really what the
message me the other
podcast is
day
about."
saying, "Oh, ever since you've joined the show, it's become a lot more funny." No offense, but I am a comedic genius,
Of
and it's
course.
become longer. So that guy is gonna love this episode this week. He's gonna see it's gonna be like 2.5 hours. He's gonna be like, "Yes,
Yeah, they're reviewing Endgame.
yeah, just so random."
We're talking about the flaws of Endgame, which, by the way, just before we move on, I do love Endgame a lot. It's in my
Love
top
it, man.
5
Yeah.
favorite Marvel movies
Me
ever.
too.
I
Yeah.
think it's got a lot of
I
flaws,
just tweeted
but
out
I
the other
think,
day.
yeah, I think the good is so good.
It's one of those things. It's like when people point out, and Gavin and I spoke about this, that people will like point out, oh, here's this plot hole I found after watching it for the 20th time. And sometimes you go, I just don't care. Like my feeling and how I feel towards this and what it means to me trumps like, it doesn't make sense that they said
Yeah.
time travel this way and then they did it in another way. It's like, okay, yeah, I understand that. I acknowledge it. I don't care. It's fine.
Yeah,
You don't
and
have
even
to,
though I
believe
do
it or
have
not.
flaws, like
Yeah,
I
we all have
personally-
problems with the things we love, but it doesn't mean you
Exactly.
can't, you
Yeah,
can't.
yeah. I think
Oh,
there's
it's
a
all
lot
Well,
of
I
ruined.
don't get the objective quality argument. Like how
Well, 'cause
like
it's
they
not a
talk
real
about
argument, that's
objective
why.
quality.
Exactly.
The amount like we can consider flaws on different levels. Like this flaw can mean more to me than it would mean to you. That's
Yeah.
why it's subjective.
Mhm.
Exactly. The only objective things you can point out is like a camera reflection or like a boom mic in the thing,
Yeah,
because
like
that's
little nitpicks.
clearly not intended to be there, and that's not the point. But
Yeah.
when it comes to a story thing or a character thing, it's arguments. That's why it's subjective. It's
Yeah, you
not
can't
like
the whole film is and art in general is built off of arguing, like
Yeah.
discussion and argument.
Mhm.
Well, the thing I
Exactly.
learned in my film studies was that the idea they went, you cannot literally measure the quality of a film against something else. There is no
Yeah.
line, there's no graph, there's no something where you can measure it and go, oh, we've hit these perfect. That doesn't exist.
There's no
It's literally
universal
just
standard. You can make a movie
there's not.
literally however you want. Like it
Yeah,
can be
exactly.
anything you want, and people can
That's also
determine
what
whether it's good or
people
bad.
do these days. A lot of indie films just disregard structure completely and do things completely different. I mean, imagine if Memento came out in like the 60s. People would have been like, this is awful. What a mess.
This isn't
And
cinema.
comes out in like 2000 and people are like, this is unique. This is different. We love this because it's toying with structure how
Mhm.
you wouldn't expect it to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anyway.
And sometimes it's the risk, but it usually pays off in the end. Look at WandaVision.
Yeah, well, yeah, I thought I was going to be bored.
Were
My
you
dad
bored?
just texted me like a picture of my dog, and like made it look like my dog was like talking to me. I don't know why. I started laughing just now.
That is the funniest, one of the most random possible thing.
That's so weird.
It just,
I like how you have to tell us too.
literally,
Oh, no.
yeah.
That's why I
Look,
started laughing in the middle of the talk.
if
my
I
God,
got
dude.
that, there's no way I would brush
Like in the
past
middle
it
of you
and not
talking, I started laughing.
Yeah. It's so weird. Anyways.
Anyway,
So,
comic news of the week.
Well, actually, there's 2 more live action news,
Yeah.
but they're gonna be really quick.
We're never gonna
Really
get to
quick.
that.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Snyder Cut is no longer a series, which is a 4-hour movie. No longer 4 episodes.
Better. Good.
Done. Better. Savannah Welch has been cast as Barbara Gordon in Titan season 2.
Oh, yeah.
She's an amputee.
Still not gonna watch Titans. Don't care.
She's an amputee, which is kind of cool. Although it doesn't
Which
really
kinda
fit
cool,
Barbara's
yeah.
character, I do like it. So
It doesn't, but as people, I thought it was a little bit weird at first because I was like, oh, it's almost like they went, oh, she's an amputee. That's close enough. Like they didn't really care. But
I
as
didn't
people-
realize she was an amputee.
Yeah, she is. She's missing a right leg, I believe.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, it seems like the studio were like, oh, we need someone with a physical disability. Let's just get someone. They got someone with like an amputated leg. And I was like, are they really trying there or not? Like, but as I've spoken to people afterwards, they're actually really quite happy with this decision. And I guess it's more the fact that it's like, well, it's good to see studios actually trying instead of being like, no, we don't need to do that. Like, nah, it's fine. And I'm like, oh, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Wait, what are we talking about right now?
Batgirl,
Barbara
Titans.
Gordon.
Oh,
Titans.
never
I
mind.
know I
Okay.
said Batgirl. She's not going to be Batgirl.
Yeah, she's gonna be
Unless
Oracle.
she is.
I don't plan on watching Titan season 3, but I do enjoy the casting.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to hate myself, but I'm going to watch it.
I didn't finish season 2, so
I did.
I had
Dude,
to
the
watch
final episode
entire-
of season 2.
I've
worst
seen
thing.
several things in the final episode of season 2. So
I had to watch the entirety of Titans multiple times for my series because of Brendan Thwaites.
Brendan Thwaites.
oh yeah, I guess.
Just for footage.
Oh my God, dude.
You must
You
you
said
have his Google Images page like memorized at this point, right?
Mhm.
Like
I do. Like every scene I know like the back of my hand because I've watched it so
There was
much.
one day I was talking to Gavin and I was like, do you have any like stills from, and you just insert random movie and he'd be like, yep.
Yeah.
He just knows it all. So funny.
That's funny. But that is it for the live action news. Now
We did
on
it.
to the comic book news, which is quite a bit of. There's solicitations from
Oh,
DC
no.
and solicitations from Marvel. You want to take this over, JD?
yeah, so DC Solicitations, a new Green Lantern book. Exciting, right? Wrong. It's gonna be written by you right there, Gavin.
I thought someone was behind me for a second.
Whoever's on YouTube, he got like spooked for a minute, like jumped around.
I felt like wind on the back of my neck, and I'm like,
Maybe the giggling I heard in my ear earlier is the ghost that's in your house.
So so this Green Lantern book is going to be written by Jeffrey Thorne,
Oh yeah.
which is the guy who hates Hal Jordan and has
Yeah.
made it very clear that he hates Hal Jordan, and
Mm-hmm.
that if it's not John Stewart or Teen Lantern, he doesn't care. Fittingly, the cover is Teen Lantern, and it's going to be a book. It's going to be a book focused on Teen Lantern and John Stewart. Looks like so. Yeah, gonna pass on this one. The art is by Dexter Soy, which is like, damn, you're wasting such a great art.
Oh, is it actually?
Yeah.
Oh
Dexter Soy.
no.
I know.
No.
Hunter's like, I'm
know.
gonna have to pick it up now.
I'm gonna have to pick it up now.
Oh,
Roy's gonna talk you into getting the book.
Well, that's the thing. I messaged my boy Roy all the
my
comics.
boy Roy.
And he replied like, "Really, no Green Lantern? You usually read Green Lantern." I'm like, "No, I'm not. I can't
Don't
do
do
this.
it.
No, I didn't realize
Don't
there's
do
extra
it.
story, and I'm all for developing Teen Lantern into a better character. Right now, I think she's not good, but you could develop her into something better. I read the solicitation that said like her gauntlet is like really powerful, and that's why John's like, you got to come to Oa because we got to like test
It
this."
actually does work well considering he showed up at the end of that
Young
awful
Justice.
Young Justice. Yeah.
Thank you,
down my
Brian Michael
spine.
Bendis. Brian Michael
Yeah.
I
Bendis
need to
dialogue
pee.
trademark.
Okay, but yeah,
Funny shit.
I'll think about Green Lantern.
Bendis is coming.
Bendis is coming.
Bendis has came.
I got it.
Bendis
2
has came
times.
and Bendis has come. I'm very proud of you, Gavin, and I mean that honestly.
I think Tyler will like me a little better now.
I think you will.
Well, I wouldn't push that, but
Bendis is coming.
I remember when JD and I first started A Hero Story, we were talking about that ad because that ad was in every book, and we're just like, why is it like, hey, I'm enjoying this issue of How to Run the Green Lantern Corps, and you flip the page,
Superman
and you get
Bendis is coming.
you get a threat.
That's the
It's
thing.
like-
It read like a threat. It was like
I was
Bendis
gonna
is
say
coming.
that just now. It
Yeah,
feels
straight
really
up.
ominous. Like Bendis
Yeah.
is coming.
Coming.
Like, oh no.
It's like,
Oh, no.
what does it mean? I'm afraid. I actually enjoyed the first little bit of Bendis to Superman, but then it dropped. Anyways, JD, you can go on.
Robin by Joshua Williamson, which we already knew
Cool.
about, but is officially coming with an issue of number 1. It looks pretty interesting from the solicitation. They talk about first appearance of new characters, so they're really trying to get people to buy number 1. But Joshua Williamson did talk about like some of Damien's supporting cast from other books coming in this book. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Me too.
What we all needed, another Batman book, Batman the Dark Knight, coming by Tom Taylor. Thank you, DC. We had a big shortage of Batman books because there was only 40% of their line was Batman, and they said, damn it, let's bump it to 50%. And thank God they did. So 50% of DC Comics line.
Buy more, JD. Jesus, you're not going to buy any of them anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna buy one of them.
You're going to buy the
I'll
Chip
read- okay,
Zdarsky
I'm gonna
one.
read the Chip Zdarsky one, the current Batman title, and
That's what I'll read.
Batman Cap.
Wait, Zdarsky's doing Batman?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
Batman Urban Legends.
it's gonna
Yeah.
focus
Oh,
on
Red Hood,
Batman
Batman, Grifter. Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Oh shoot.
I think it's gonna be
Awesome.
6 issues.
Check that out.
Oh, shoot. Oh, hey.
Ooh,
Gavin
hey.
slipped
Oh,
into
shit.
some Canadian there.
Fuck.
Oh, shit. Yeah, oh,
Hey,
shit.
hey, don't take my job.
Brilliant.
Oh
Um,
shit.
another-
Fuck, whatever.
another Batman title, a sequel to the new Batman, the next Batman Second Son by John Ridley. That's going to be another one. It says a new miniseries, so
Yeah,
it's 1 of 4. So,
yeah, it's only
but
4
another
issues.
Batman title, of course.
It's gonna be the origin story of Tim Fox because Future State is just showing like an action scene with Tim Fox
Yeah.
for the most part. But this
Now-
is his origin.
Now you of course know Scooby Doo, but what is Scooby Doo without Batman? The Batman and Scooby Doo Mysteries #1 coming to you April, because
Oh,
Batman
yeah.
has to be on every single book.
I actually love.
Gavin's
the
trying to figure
Scooby-Doo
out what we're
meets
talking
Batman.
about. Gavin, it's an actual book. It's a Scooby-Doo Batman book.
It's
Are
a
you
comic.
serious?
Yeah. As a
Look at his
kid, I
face.
really liked the
It's canon?
I really like the Scooby Doo meets Batman like
Animated,
special
I do
as a
too. I
kid.
love that. I have it on DVD. I love that.
Yeah.
Please make
Oh,
that Gavin's face in the thumbnail for this on
Yeah.
YouTube. Just his like absolute. Yeah,
Okay, that's
Like, huh?
I will actually do it.
we can all pose for the thumbnail if you want.
Spider-Man. The
Should we read
Spider-Man.
now? Should we all look? Yeah. Okay. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Oh god.
Okay, 138.
click-
I'm just gonna write
Clickbait
that.
at its finest. Spider-Man Lotus spoilers reveal.
Yeah. Put like a blur on my mouth, like pixelated a little.
Oh,
Yes,
like a
yes,
sense.
yes.
So it's like I'm spoiling it.
Oh god.
Absolutely brilliant.
Gavin
man.
Put, like a
reveals.
little Lotus logo right here. Put the PNG.
Could you send me the PNG?
Yeah.
Okay, just send it to
Hunter
the
laughs
email.
now until he's doing like work making this YouTube video till like 2 a.m. and he's like, fuck,
Yeah.
what
Oh,
am
you know
doing
what?
this?
Yeah. So for after a Hero Story, after we're not recording, everyone goes to sleep, except for Harper because he lives in
I don't-
like a
it's
different
like the
dimension.
afternoon here.
Yeah, but everyone goes to sleep, and I have to process the video. Then I gotta put it on another computer, process it on there. Then I gotta put it on Final Cut Pro, edit it all, which takes a while. Process it on that, then process it on YouTube. At the end of the night, I look like the dad from Coraline.
Oh my
I was
God.
I was awake and you messaged me and you zoomed in on the computer and then zoomed in on the time and it was 2:30 in the morning and I was like, you did this to yourself.
It was like, episode's gonna turn out great, guys.
Great.
The audio is crystal clear.
The next book is Super Sons book, a mini series, 7 issues called Challenge of the Super Sons, written by Pete Tomasi.
Is that not
It
already
was
happening?
announced already, yeah.
Yeah, this is happening.
It's starting in this month. Jesus Christ.
Starting April.
It's not drawn by Jorge Jimenez. Jorge Jimenez, that's how it's pronounced, Hunter.
Yes, not George Jims.
Yeah, God.
Jimenez.
The art is gonna be
Wait,
by
wait.
Max Rayner. So, but
Challenge of the Super Sons. Is that not out already? I thought that's like a few issues in.
I thought it already started too.
Yeah.
Is it maybe digital first and then going to print later?
Oh, it is
yeah,
digital,
it's digital
only right
first.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the print is gonna be coming. in
Oh,
April, so.
of course.
Okay.
Action Comics and Superman are both going to be written by Philip Kennedy Johnson, which I still don't like the idea of the guy who's
Yeah,
writing.
stop putting one writer on
Action's the
two.
same guy,
yeah.
you know. But
What is he
whatever,
written? Do you
he'll
know?
be- he'll be a
Do
few
any of you
issues
guys
from that
recognize that
point.
writer?
no,
No.
Yeah, I don't either. I'll read Superman. But that's it.
I don't know. I'd have to see
I
the
just
story.
I love Superman so much I have to read at least one comic with him in it.
If you
Batman
love
is
him
going to
so
be
much,
written
why don't you wear a
by
t-shirt or something?
Yeah. We can't
I
tell
got-
that you love Superman.
tattoo.
Oh my god, he's really doing it. Ugh.
I
was so hoping you
why
were gonna
did
pull
Gavin
the
get
cord
whiplash there?
He thought someone was behind him again.
There have
No,
been
it's
multiple
not.
times. There's
Dude,
been
this
multiple
food
times where I've
popping
seen
out of-
Gavin just like flip out. Like
I'm
I've
gonna
just
have a
watched-
lot of fun with the thumbnail. I'll have like Scooby-Doo silhouette in the background.
Can you make in the thumbnail like Coraline's dad next to you, Hunter?
God damn. Okay, yeah, probably.
Batman's still written by James Tinian and Jorge Jimenez. So
Mine
cool stuff, of course.
Looking forward to it.
The page just stopped loading. That's pretty sad. It's just all white now. The website that they post solicitations on, very disappointing to say the least. Goldfish cheddar, yes.
I'm telling you, bro. Best food on earth.
For those who aren't listening on YouTube, Gavin just for whatever reason showed goldfish crackers. He didn't say anything. The people on Spotify and like iTunes are just so
Okay. All right. This is for the listeners who come to us for the news. Okay. Batman Urban Legend. This book is 64 pages for number 2. That's kind of weird, right? It's $7.99 and 64 pages.
wasn't
No,
number $7.99?
Yeah,
That means it's $10 for Harper and I.
it's also 64 pages, but
I mean that's pretty bad. That's good at
but
least.
I mean, it's
I'll
all for
read
Chip
it.
Zdarsky and Eddie Barrows. But like, holy crap, that's a big book.
I'm looking forward to it. This is one of my most hyped books for this year in general that we know of so far.
I would agree.
Not Marvel
Batman
Reborn.
Superman has a new writer, Jean Lun Yang, which I don't recognize the name.
I dropped Batman and Superman. I thought
So did I.
I thought the Williams stuff was really good, but after that ended and the Atomic Skull arc started, it was just kind of like, okay.
Oddly enough, in the Bat Cat, you're still laughing. You're laughing. A man died, and you're laughing.
I can't get over it, man. Just like everything went silent for a second, and Gavin just showed his crackers to the screen, and he was like, "Seriously, guys, this is the best food!" Just out of nowhere, I'm crying. Oh my god!
Oh, you're like JD during Wonder Woman,
Bro,
1984.
I'm crying like actual tears.
You're
Oh
getting
my-
gold for the
Goldfish.
goldfish on the YouTube, the thumbnail. You're getting gold material right here.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I
Yeah,
got
right.
a few options.
Spider-Man Lotus literally made Harper cry. How to save a life.
Spider-Man Lotus spoilers. Hold on, I'll be right back.
What?
Bitch,
What is he?
you just pulled a Scott Lobdell.
Wow, yeah, he just dipped. Well, okay, that's Gavin. Knob.
Okay,
What-
for
what-
those who didn't listen, this was like a year and a half ago when we introduced Scott Lobdell,
Oh,
who
this
writes
is
Red
good.
Hood and the Flash Forward. I hope he doesn't listen to the show still.
I doubt it.
Okay.
Scott, I thought
okay,
Flashpoint was pretty good.
But there is sometimes
House is on fire.
His mouse is on fire. What does he say?
I don't know.
No,
Bro, he ate too many biscuits.
There was a few times in that interview, and those who listen would know, where he's just like, "Yeah, I think it's a pretty good issue. Be right back," and then you just leave all of a sudden. Like, hello?
You got to learn to vamp. You got to just keep the conversation going.
Yeah, well, we were just so lost there.
Yeah.
But I guess we could keep the conversation going. Continue. JD.
On the opposite side is Williamson, who just carries the show for you for like 2 hours. What a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Joshua Williamson. What the? That was horrifying.
That's scary.
Gavin just for those non-visual listeners, Gavin just appeared out of the darkness. That was horrifying. And Harper seems to be frozen on my screen at least. Batman Catwoman by Tom King. Harley Quinn's mentioned in the solicitations. I didn't want her to appear in the story, but
I didn't want Joker to appear in the story, yet he seems to be a main part of it, judging me. That's the other comment that came out this week that I read. Batcat 2.
Bro, I laughed so hard my internet dropped.
Hey, JD, did you read Batcat 2 this week?
no, I didn't see it. I didn't see it at the shop.
I did.
So
Yeah, it came out. We can talk about it later, but anyways, continue.
the Flash, Wally West looks to be the main character, but he's in Impulse's body, which doesn't really make sense to me.
What?
But the cover is Wally West, like in the future. So apparently he goes to the 30th tree and he runs into Gold Beetle, who's a mix of Blue Beetle and Gold Booster.
Booster Gold.
Booster Gold. That was tough. That was Green Lantern. So
I get it.
It says it's Wally West and he lands in the body of his one-time partner Impulse. So not really sure what it means. The
This
cover
feeds
shows
back
him
to the
in his
the
old
previous
Flash
issue.
suit.
Because you know the issue before this where it's like Flash. Like,
They said that
falls
Wally's
on the
gonna
front cover?
retire.
Do you know the cover I'm talking about?
Yeah,
No.
where Wally's gonna retire.
No, yeah. Is that not Wally on the front cover, like as the Flash? Like I didn't think that was Barry because he's got the white lenses and everything, and it looks exactly the same as it does in this cover. So I think it's Wally for these issues as the main character.
I'm here for it. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
Well, they have
even though the cover kind of shows like Gold Beetle like all up on him, like in a romantic way, and it's like, oh no, Linda,
Yeah.
please no.
There have been a lot of times where they draw Barry with Wally's exact costume.
It happens a lot. No, the only reason I say it though is because if this issue is like Wally is the Flash in this issue, and it's exactly the same as the other cover, I'm just like, is it gonna be the same? Is it gonna be Wally?
Listen, someone said that it would be interesting if they did kind of like a arc for arc. So like, the Flash book is one arc Barry, one arc Wally, like that, mano a mano. I'd be okay with that. I think that's kind of an interesting concept
That's
where
an idea
you can
I've
see
had
which
for a
arc's
long
better.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So
gonna say, I think I've
the
said that
Wally
before
arc,
too.
that's I mean, I would just make a second Flash title if it was just me, but DC. We need more
Yeah.
Batman titles. Is it Batman and Wally West?
Oh my god, there he goes again, crying.
I get crumbs as a Flash fan, okay?
Yeah,
You know who doesn't
let
get
him
crumbs?
have it, Harper. Let him have it.
You know who doesn't get crumbs? Fans of the Joker ongoing. Why does Joker have an ongoing? I hate it so much.
What?
Yeah, he's getting.
Joker has an ongoing series. Issue 2 is out in April. It's
Wait.
why?
I thought it was a miniseries.
No, I think this is an ongoing. It doesn't say mini on it anywhere. It doesn't say like one of or two of.
Oh,
think it's an ongoing.
jeez. DC, do
no.
not take my money. I'm not reading it.
Until Roy's like, "Hey, you want Joker?" and you're like, "You convinced me."
Sign me up. And then Hunter walks out of the comic book shop doing the Joker 2019 dance.
I can't tell if that's like a Smurf. Like, are you holding a Smurf character?
Yes, I am.
Yeah.
This is a Joker from the Smurfs Lost Village. It's the
Oh,
part where he.
Bro, I thought it was blue for a sec. Like I thought it was.
Oh, you
blue
were
character.
serious. I thought you were making. Oh, okay.
No, I thought it was the Smurf. I was like, what the hell is Smurf doing here?
Gavin's losing it today, man.
Yeah, bro.
He's so into adapting Spider-Man Blue that he can only see that color now.
You can only see blue.
He's done so much research of New York City, and by so much research, I mean watching the Smurfs 2, where they
Yeah.
go to New York. He's like, I need to see what areas I could film Spider-Man Lotus. So I've watched the Smurfs 2 more than I've listened to How to Save a Life. Anyways,
Yeah.
Man-Bat, did you know he has a miniseries?
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
I did
kind
see
of
that.
stupid. Like, it's like Joker has an ongoing, Man-Bat has a miniseries, Wally West has nothing. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me. The Nightwing cover has a lot of Nightwing Easter eggs. Like, it mentions like Chuck Dix and like all creators like Chuck Dix and Devin Grace and
Oh, that's
Scott
cool.
McDaniel. So that's cool. I like stuff like that. And that's pretty much it. Oh, a Sensational Wonder Woman is a book that's going to be happening. So 2 Wonder Woman titles, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, that's pretty much the DC solicitations. That was like the big stuff. They're still trying to keep it a mystery about Red X. That there's apparently there's like a new Red X.
Yeah. Oh wait, in main titles.
In Teen Titans Academy. There's gonna be a new Red X, and the cover's like every single one of them is wearing a Red X mask.
Yeah, I
so,
actually like that cover. I thought it looked good.
yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the DC solicitations. So
Did you read the Marvel stuff?
I did not.
Oh, you had one
I like
job.
to be surprised.
The only thing I know is that Iron Man's going to space.
Cool. No one cares.
I believe they didn't show a new Daredevil cover. I could be wrong about this, but I believe they decided to hide it just because
Because he's dead.
it likely shows Elektra on it as Daredevil.
Really?
They might...
But they reprinted issue 25 with David Mack doing an Electric cover. So why would they care about like hiding it now?
Well, I haven't seen it at all. Marvel.
Yeah, that's odd.
I'm looking at it right now. Let's see. Oh, Venom last issue. You want to talk about that?
Oh,
yeah,
200, yeah.
Venom's ending. So oh cool, Avengers cover. With Venom ending, sorry, I just opened the solicitations. You've taken over Tyler's job.
Dude,
mocking. Yeah, you got that on your bingo card, mocking Hunter.
I don't know if you
Real
guys
quick,
saw
I
before,
just
but I
wanted to bring
saw.
up real quick that I heard JD say Chuck Dix, and then I looked at Harper, started laughing.
I said Chuck Dixon.
No, you said Chuck Dix, and then you cut yourself up, and then you went, a Chuck Dixon. And like, I just thought you saying Chuck Dix was so funny. And then I looked down and Gavin's just like this. And I just started laughing too.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. I was so confused.
As I was laughing at it too, then I thought about the biscuits thing again, and I started laughing harder. Couldn't help it.
Okay, but Marvel, Spider-Man Shadow, more Venom. Yeah, Spider-Man.
Oh, that's written by Chip Zdarsky, hey?
Yeah, it is.
And it's
written
like,
by Chip Zdarsky.
Isn't it like, what if Peter Parker never got rid of the symbiote?
Yep. What if he never got rid of the symbiote?
Interesting.
Which is really cool. So as far as the Marvel solicitations go, yeah, I don't see anything revolving Daredevil. Maybe I'm not through the full thing yet, but two big series are ending. That's Black Panther is ending with issue 25, and Venom's ending with issue 200, which I also believe is issue. I don't know if it's 50 or not, but it's like a landmark issue. Donny Cates has been writing Venom for the past little while. It's almost 50 issues in at the moment, and it is really good. Like, I would recommend this. I just finished through the whole thing.
He's a good writer.
Yeah, he's so good with like the galactic kind of point for Marvel. He's really good at cosmic stories, which is shockingly what Venom's been all about, having just the threat of this god coming down to Earth to killing everyone, which is currently happening in King in Black.
Like, I've never been interested in like the symbiote planet and like all the kind of like extra parts of Venom, but like Donny Cates, from what I've seen, is like a really good writer, and I hear he's like doing a great job with it, even though I'm not like interested in that whole kind of lore when it comes to the symbiote.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean,
I'm pretty sure Tyler is similar with that, because he's just like, they introduced Null, and then they were like, Null was at the beginning of everything, and he's just like, who is this guy?
Yeah, no, that's fair. And I've seen that complaint online too, of a lot of people like, okay, like what does that matter, kind of thing. But he's been executing it really well. It's kind of like Null's very similar to the sense of the Batman Who Laughs, where it's this very edgy villain from another world who's suddenly coming to Earth and taking over instantly. But in this case, like the Batman Who Laughs, when he came to Earth, we didn't see him take over, but we saw Null take over. We saw what he did. We saw the Avengers literally panic. Tony was screaming like, "Where's Thor?" And it was really good. It was such a good moment. While in this case, in Batman Laughs, it's like we never see that. We just see all of a sudden he's taking over.
Yeah,
well, two really different characters, but they're exactly. He's a bad character because he's just so edgy. But Null's also a very edgy villain, but he's threatening.
Yeah,
he has purpose. Batman Laughs was like, "I'm gonna take over, make everything bad shaped."
Yeah,
like, okay.
like what the hell?
Nice impression.
Thank you. I don't know what his voice sounds like, and I think I've told on the podcast before where I asked Kevin Conroy if he would know, and I hate it.
That's a great story.
Yeah. Anyways, so there is a Daredevil cover. I found it, and it's Elektra's Daredevil, like standing behind. The camera doesn't really focus.
I literally just found it as you found it. That was
Oh,
crazy.
look at these two.
Yeah.
It's almost like it's meant to be.
Yeah. But yeah,
Harper.
Yeah, we'll show stuff at the same time. You ready? You ready? All right.
Spider-Man
Wait.
Lotus.
What are we showing here?
I don't know. We just show the same thing at the same time. Ready? 3,
How to say
It's
Two.
not gonna be the costume. It's not gonna be the costume.
No, it's not. Just show anything at the same time. 3.
Wait. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
I'm gonna show something too.
How to
Oh my God.
save a life.
Hold on.
Gavin, come on, man. All right.
Step one.
What's he doing?
My Wi-Fi is not loading.
Okay. Well, don't worry. That bit I think is going to be
Yeah,
put
it's
to rest.
kind of over now. So
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was gonna show Stanley here.
Oh my God! It's me.
It's me. It's Stan Lee here for my.
Look how
cameo.
youthful I look.
Steve Ditko, did you do the Spider-Man that I wanted?
I killed Steve Ditko. I did it.
Jesus. Really
You want to know
dark.
why there's no pictures of Steve Ditko? I'm the reason.
I left him in a trunk outside of Vegas. He's in the desert somewhere.
You traded him for hookers and coke?
Yeah.
3, 2,
1.
go.
Nice.
Oh,
Nice.
dang it.
Very well done. You went through
It's gonna
all
be
that
like an
effort just to show
Inception
us
type
us.
thing.
Yeah, that was good.
That was a hero storyception. That was crazy.
Bro, that's me. God, why am I so ugly?
Hero story inside of a hero story.
Hunter's scoffing.
Marvel announced something called Heroes Reborn. Harper, you had a little
Oh,
bit
no.
to say on your story about this.
I've had to explain this.
Caleb.
Oh, it's Caleb. It's Caleb. Yo, comic savior.
Wait,
Go
wait,
reread
listen,
Young Justice for us, dude. Look at his face.
well,
Heroes Reborn ironically happened right before Marvel went bankrupt in the 90s. And as Tyler would probably better explain it, it was the Avengers and the X-Men versing Onslaught. And then to defeat him, a bunch of heroes sacrificed themselves, but they didn't actually die. They got put into a pocket dimension. It's kind of like the Ultimate Universe. It was like everything in the main Marvel universe was happening, and then there was another universe going on at the same time. Except in this, characters like Iron Man and Reed Richards were in this other universe, and everyone in 616 thought they were dead, but they were actually living their best lives in this other world. And then eventually, a couple years later, well, actually, probably not even a couple years. I think it was like 6 months later, maybe they got brought back into the main Marvel universe, except they all remembered their time in the other world. The reason I think it failed so much was because, as Hunter would know, his best friend in the world did a lot of the art for it, which was Rob
Rob,
Liefeld.
isn't that where the iconic like Rob Liefeld Captain America gigantic?
Yes, that's
double-F
it.
titty,
That's
whatever
where
it was.
all of that horrendous art that you've seen, that's exactly where
Yeah,
it comes
good
from.
old
He's
Cantor
never
feet.
coming on this show. Yeah. And it's just, it was so needless. And like I said, right at the point of Marvel going bankrupt. And it's so funny that this event that I think every Marvel fan universally goes, let's just forget about that, was timed with Marvel, falling
What is
apart
what is
pretty
with
much.
Marvel like trying to redo stuff that they
Well,
were
that's
like
what I mean.
Clone
Now they're
Saga-
doing
Clone Saga is
Saga.
coming back. This is coming back. Like
But
why?
I don't want. I
And
don't.
sometimes that works because I thought
Armor
Infinity,
Wars 3?
I thought Infinity was good, which was very similar to Infinity War. I thought Secret Wars, like 2015 Secret Wars, was
Civil War 2,
amazing.
the Electric Boogaloo?
Civil War 2. Yeah, that was bad though. That was bad.
That's
no, it was
terrible.
really good.
Which
I really loved it.
are you serious?
I loved Civil War too.
Okay, to be fair,
That's gonna be good out of
to-
context.
This is just for real quick to my followers. I don't like Civil War 2 either. I posted something about a week ago saying Civil War is not a good comic, and I got so many messages being like, "Yeah, well, Civil War 2's bad, so Civil War 1's good." They're both bad in my opinion.
Yeah, they're
No.
both bad.
They're just like post about Civil War 2, post about Civil War 2. I'm like, no, I have before. It's not good. I don't think the first one's good. That doesn't mean the first one's amazing though.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks is like there's such good concepts. Like
Yeah.
Exactly.
divided and fighting each other. Like it could be.
It would be
so
good
much
if like
more.
they did a movie and then the movie ended up being like better and more complex than the comic book that inspired it. But I don't know. That's just me.
That's what I tell them. I'm just like, you know what? The best adaptation of Civil War is Captain America Civil War.
Civil War, yeah.
Not
Go
even the
watch
best
the movie.
adaptation. It just is the best version.
It's
of
the
it.
best Civil War.
I
would
thought
argue
the
it's better than
American Civil War was a
Civil
pretty
War.
good
You
adaptation.
fucker at the same time.
I don't
What
know.
a
The American
creative
Civil
joke.
War it was okay. Whatever.
It was
Yeah.
okay.
And that's
It went
that's the news of the week. But
My
we,
It's a long-ass
my big
episode.
thing is there was a lot of plot holes.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah, and a lot of
potholes.
holes in general because people got shot. Jesus.
Jesus
My
Christ.
God. Shit.
what's Harper and I are the only people that read comics this week, but since I guess there was a decent amount, you want to just rapid fire review them?
Yeah, sure.
This is
I don't
fascinating.
have that many like massive thoughts to be honest.
The next Batman issue too.
It was fun.
It was fun. I enjoyed it.
It also is Tim Fox. I still don't understand what the point of the first issue was
Tim
toying
Fox.
around with if it's him or not.
Yeah, because he takes off his mask. He's like, "Yep, that's Tim Fox."
And you
all
just
right.
go, oh, that's Tim Fox. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but it was
Guess they
fun.
weren't lying.
Art was great. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah, that's
I didn't
it.
read the side stories though. It was
Neither.
nothing to do with Batgirls, which I might go back and read. And the other one was it was just Catwoman, Poison Ivy, and someone else in a club, which I was like, nah, I'm good.
Oh, great.
Then what else came out?
King
Wonder
in
Woman.
Black came out.
King,
Wonder Woman too.
let's do Marvel after just rapid fire DC.
Yeah.
Immortal Wonder Woman. Did you read that?
I did.
I thought it was okay.
It was fine. The art is incredible, but I just don't really care. Like it's cool to see Darkseid like rocketing to Earth and then like regaining this like Apocalypse is falling apart around him and he's just like, I don't care. And then he gets like sucked to Earth and he's like, oh, actually, maybe I do. And he's beating up Superman and stuff. It's like fine.
I feel like it could have been way better though. Like this takes place. This is official DC saying this takes place at the end of time, and it looks like everything's okay. There's in Thor by Jason Aaron. He does little stories at the end of time, and the Earth is a desert. There is no more ocean, no more grass, nothing. It's just a rock floating in space, and no one lives there except for Thor, because he loves Midgar. But here it's just like, oh, there's the ocean, there's grass. Even though this says like the green is dying, it's just kind of.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
JD just showed us Rob Liefeld's Captain America, and we all just
the greatest of all. Chris Evans can never be this.
Bro, how did he draw that and then go, yeah, no, that's fine? Like, how did he not erase that?
He went, yep, that's it.
I honestly believe, and I'm just gonna say this and put this out there. I hope he blocks me. Rob Liefeld is the biggest hack in comics, man.
I'm gonna save my story for a moment for Timmy's talk, but yeah.
Oh yes, do it.
I have had an encounter with Rob. A real life encounter, which I saw him and he saw me and I didn't say anything. He didn't say anything. So there's not really a story there, but a digital encounter where I had a little bit of a conversation with him that ended.
And it went swimmingly.
Yeah, Rob Liefeld reminds me of like Josh Trank. Like they're very similar. I don't know how to describe it.
That Josh Trank day was a little crazy.
Oh my god!
I remember
dude.
that. That was
the
wild.
amount of hate.
Gavin on Instagram versus Gavin on Twitter was like two different people, like how he was treated.
Yeah, exactly, dude. On Instagram, everyone was like, "Fuck yeah, get him!" And then on Twitter, they're like, "You're a bully. I can't believe you bullied him." I was like,
"You guys didn't know, like, not to get into it too bad, but you didn't even bully him that hard. He kind of just bullied himself more than anything."
Yeah, dude. Like,
this is my philosophy.
Put out a post talking about, well, to all the people hating on Capone, and then he listed like all these accomplishments, and we're like, of course we're gonna say that Capone sucks now.
Yeah, exactly.
All the comments saying that Tom Hardy shit himself in the movie, just like,
oh my god,
it lost all my interest in watching the movie.
It was so funny.
Well, he goes, if you say that Capone sucks, and then he lists like all the things that he's good at. He's like, I'm better than you.
I was gonna say, he did the thing where he's like, oh yeah, well at least I make movies, and then here's Gavin about to make one anyway, so whatever.
So whatever.
In the credits, it's gonna say to Josh Trank. Fuck you.
Dedicated to Josh.
Hey,
I've gotten in fights with a lot of like directors and actors and stuff like that before. I fought with Insomniac, fought with the voice actor of the new Spider-Man show.
Oh,
damn.
interesting.
Damn.
I fight a lot of people.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
do.
oh,
Which
I
is
saw-
funny for such a scrawny little bitch like yourself.
I was
Oh
gonna
my
say no, he's good at it. I saw you fight. No, he just
Oh, he's
left.
gone again.
I was gonna say I saw him fight. What's his name? Oh, Donald Trump during the political debate. Like,
Oh
yeah.
yes,
months
yes,
ago.
that was
Oh,
really
I watched
good.
that live.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
Yeah.
really good.
Will you
Yeah, but
shut
you
up, man? I
actually
liked when you
seen
said
me-
that because everyone was thinking it.
Yeah.
Anyways,
you guys actually seen my Joe Biden video where I played
I
Joe
did.
Biden?
I did.
Yes.
Yeah.
You did? Okay, cool. I didn't
Yeah.
know if you'd seen it or not.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
actually,
great.
I'm gonna take 15 seconds to praise Gavin for something. Gavin, the video that you put up of you being like, I just got my new Android phone, and as you can see, the video quality is excellent, and it's the worst like quality in the world. I honestly think that is one of the funniest things I have ever seen. That was brilliant. That is all.
Thank you.
That was 15 seconds.
Nice.
Exactly. Nice.
Because
No.
I was watching you count, Hunter.
Yeah, well, that was good. That was good. DC Future State Nightwing #1.
I gotta be honest, it's a really good issue. I really
I
liked
loved it.
Yeah,
Maybe
thank
it's
you.
because we're like desperate for Nightwing content because it's been
Possibly,
like 3
yeah.
years. It's been like 3 years, and I don't.
And
count
after
Death
like
Metal.
Titans Academy, it was just so. No, what was it? Was it Titan? No,
Oh,
Teen Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, it was just so bleak. And then Dick's putting on the Deathstroke mask, and I'm like, where are we going?
what
And then
was
this
the
just
Nicola
like-
Scott art good? That's the
Yeah.
only
Yes.
thing that had me interested.
The
This is
city-
kind of
the
this
city
is a
looks amazing.
spoiler if you care, JD. I don't know if they said this, but like halfway through this issue is like Dick's showering as you would expect, showing off all of his abs,
Mhm.
and then you see someone sneaking up behind him, and then like they get into a scuffle, and it's Tim Fox's Batman, and so it's going to be like a Nightwing Tim Fox Batman team up, which I think is awesome.
That
That's
was
really
so cool. When someone came, I didn't know who. Tyler?
Yeah, you did it.
I didn't know. I didn't know who.
Everyone
it
said
was.
it except for
And then
me this week.
I
That's crazy.
flip the page and it's Tim Fox, and I'm like, that is good that you're actually
That's awesome.
connecting. these
Exactly.
big
They're
people.
connecting it together. Because like the thing with Future State is you've got some titles set in like 2026 and then some in like 2040 and then some at the end of time, some in like 2080, and it doesn't feel connected. But doing this, I'm like, I don't know. I just think that's so cool because I'm like, oh, this feels like it's building towards like something.
Yeah, I was thinking like I didn't even expect Tim Fox's Batman to appear in anything besides his own
No.
run and Justice League. That's all.
Yeah.
If he's in Dark Detective, that'd be so cool. Bruce and him talking.
Well, I honestly think this is leading to a crossover with all three of those, or at least
So good.
Nightwing and Batman.
Yeah, that'd be so good. Oh man.
Man.
But yeah, it was really cool. I liked it
It
a
was a
lot.
really good issue.
Batcat #2.
No, yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I didn't care for
It
it,
was-
which is weird.
It was like, I mean, it was written like Tom King usually writes. So if you like Tom King's writing, like I sometimes do, I think you'll enjoy it. But like,
I dropped Rorschach. I meant to tell you that.
oh no,
Why?
Yeah, why?
I decided that after reading the last issue that I'm only gonna enjoy the story when it's fully told.
It's in
so
trade.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
wait.
no, that's fair. That's very fair.
Mhm.
Which is
I-
what I feel like I should do with Batcat as well. But
I wouldn't
we
read
do a
any.
podcast around.
I
it, so.
wouldn't read any Tom King book like monthly if it wasn't for this podcast. I would read it all at the end.
Yeah, I feel you. Because Batcat was like, that's great art, but I don't know what's
Yeah.
going on.
Like yeah, like the Batman and Selena stuff where he's like questioning whether or not she's working with the Joker and blah blah blah. The part I really liked was her visiting old man Joker and him
Yeah.
being like, "So how are you gonna do it?" Because he knows that she's gonna kill him, and he
Mhm.
like goes to his freezer. He's like, "Oh, do you want some ice?"
Yeah,
And then she's like,
grabs a
"Yes,
gun.
please." And he pulls out a gun. Like I was like, "Oh, that's good." And sure enough, she spoilers for Batman Catwoman issue 1 slices his throat. That was satisfying to see because I
Mhm.
don't like the Joker.
I don't either.
I just like seeing him be hurt. Like I
Mhm.
like
And there's
seeing
a lot of
Gavin be hurt.
references to around the
I
wedding.
like the Joker. I think
Yeah,
he's
because you
cool.
look like the
Because
Joker.
you look
you're
like
a
him,
white
yeah.
incel.
Jesus Christ.
Anyways,
Society.
yeah.
Is Society of Spider-Man Lotus was the only Spider-Man movie that existed?
So
Gavin looks like he's about to werewolf and go wild. What do you think?
Oh my
yeah, a
fucking
little
God.
bit.
He's laughing. He's laughing. 7 Spider-Man movies have come out, and you're laughing.
I'm gonna pull out a gun and I'm gonna shoot Harper right now, live on
Oh
TV.
my god!
We'll be right back.
Do what you fucking deserve.
I didn't read Rorschach. I bought it. I just didn't have the time to read it. It was the one.
Oh, I read it.
I haven't read yet. Was it good? I own
It
it.
it was an entire issue dedicated to the Gavin just punched his camera. It was an entire issue dedicated to the detective talking to like the macho guy that was like working in the circus with the cowboy lady, cow lady.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It was actually really well written. It was like about like his psychology where she thought he was Rorschach, and then he convinced himself that the spirit of Rorschach was like possessing him, and like he like retells the ending of Watchmen, but he like tells it wrong. Like they showed Dr. Manhattan and all the other not Minutemen, what do they call the crime buster people, like Silk Spectre,
Yeah.
Night Owl and all that. And he's like, yeah, and Dr. Manhattan, like he absorbed their souls and put them into other people so they could fight against the squids, but like that's not what happened. It was interesting.
That's cool. I like that.
It's like last issue where it was just all about lies, pretty much. Just
Okay.
people believing these things. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of like that. And then the final one is King of Black, which the only comic I have next to me right now.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. This reminded me of Dark Side War. Literally.
I was gonna say this whole event is just so like satisfying, even as someone like me who doesn't, I don't know, I would never have said, yeah, I definitely care about a Venom event. Yeah, but
this reminded me of Dark Side War. Like I had like Ratatouille flashbacks. Like when I flipped to the final page, I got like flashbacks of me as a kid flipping the final page and seeing Owlman appear.
Oh yes.
I was like, wow.
I was gonna say, were you happy to see your boy? What is Gavin doing? Were you happy to see your boy Thor finally show up?
Yeah, I mean, Thor's my favorite Avenger, so having him finally show up and actually doing things too. I was afraid that he'd show up and then all like knock him out and be like,
it was actually quite a good fight.
Yeah.
Like I said this before the show too, but like seeing Tony using a symbiote extremis blend to control a dragon and then use that to infect a celestial and pilot a celestial is like the coolest thing in the world.
He must have the biggest headache.
He's got the biggest head because of his ego, that's for sure.
Yeah, I get what he was doing, and like because everyone's panicking, and then Tony just comes on the comms, he's like, "Don't worry, Reed, I got this." He's like, "You got this?
You got this? Yeah."
Like, are you sure? Because Captain America was uninfected, then affected again. He's like, "Nah, I got."
You know what this whole series is? It's things can just constantly going wrong, and then someone else showing up out of nowhere to try and fix it, and then it still goes wrong.
But it's still
good. Deus Ex Machinas.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, there's so many plot holes though. I literally can't enjoy it.
Oh yeah, jeez.
No, it was good.
Just the fight in general, like usually comic book fights are just a few splash pages, but this is like Thor knocks Null's jaw off. It's like he's actually doing something.
It was violent.
Yeah, it's very.
You can't tell a good symbiote story unless it's R-rated.
So here we go. And then he uses the Necroblade to stab Thor in the chest, which is Gore's weapon that he uses. Yeah. And he references that. It's like he says, "You know the pain of the All Black, don't you? Well, now you've had the honor of being killed by its creator." He's referencing Gore and God of Thunder there. So I'm like, oh my god, this is so good. As a Thor fan, this is so good. And then the last page, oh my god. Thor, I was guessing characters that he's going to, because Thor, he's so weak here, and so he sends the Ravens, Odin's Ravens, to go get help, and all he says is go find him. And then I was expecting, okay, we're not going to see who it is till like the next issue, but then you find out it's Silver Surfer. It's Silver Surfer and Silver Surfer Blackthorn. Yeah, Silver Surfer. But
it makes sense anyway if you think of Thor being like out there as the Herald of Galactus. Of course, like if he's thinking of someone who's super powerful that I would have run into or know about through my adventures. Yeah, it makes sense.
Well, I guess you're not reading Donny Cates' Thor right now, but in a story,
I've never read a comic book.
I forgot. Yeah, quote. JD.
I only watch MCU movies.
Quote JD. JD just wakes up.
I just woke up from my Captain America like hibernation, like freezer chamber. What the fuck?
That's what he
says. You got like the
no, put me back to sleep.
I'm going back. Wake me up from Vietnam.
Ago? Do you guys remember 4 hours ago when we were talking about Lotus?
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
It was.
Gavin instantly regrets before the show, and he's like, "No, I'll stay around for the whole show." And we're like, "You sure?"
Gavin is on. This might be the longest episode.
Dude, this happens all the time. I join a podcast and it like doubles in length. I don't know what the problem
We're
is.
almost done. We're almost done. We'll wrap
Yeah,
up
we
pretty
are.
quick. I just need to say one more thing about this issue because it's so good. Harper, in since you read King of Black, so you might care about
Yeah.
learning this. In Donny Cates Thor
Fuck.
run, since Thor is currently he took over Silver Surfer's job for Galactus.
Yes.
This guy in Galactus' run, but now Galactus is dead. So Silver Surfer's actually just hanging out on Asgard. Like that's his home now.
Oh.
So he's
Okay.
been a side character in Donny Cates
But
Thor.
wait, I thought Asgard got destroyed in Ragnarok. How does that work?
Well,
That's a
it got
plot hole.
destroyed in the comics too, but it was rebuilt fairly recently.
Dude, Gavin's face. Just
So Silver
utter
Surfer is technically, since Galactus is dead, he's like, okay, I don't know what to do now. And Thor's like, well, we have a room for you on Asgard. You may as well stay here. So he's been kind of just hanging out with Beta Ray Bill on Asgard. So when Thor says go get him, I was expecting either Odin, who's currently retired in the comics, or Beta Ray Bill. But the fact that it's Silver Surfer, I'm like, oh my god,
yeah,
that's so
that's
much better.
Imagine if the final page was Odin, you'd be like, oh, okay.
That is so much better having Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
and he's still in his black form. Oh my god, he looks so cool too in the art.
Yep.
10 out of
Where's
10.
the
the
shoot.
chessboard though?
Sick.
Yeah,
Who did the art for that?
the artist for this was Stegman. So Ryan Stegman. I'll show it again.
Segment's
Looks
really
cool.
good.
It's just him
Dang.
appearing last.
Stop
page.
ending the pages like that. The 9.8.
Yeah, dude. You're a
Was this
monster.
any reveals? I
When,
mean,
when you claim your Teen Titans 12 is a 9.8, I don't know that it is.
I
based
don't.
on the
I
way you
claim
tr-
it's a 9.
based on the way you treated that Captain America issue and the way you just bent that.
That's so funny, by the way. That clip that you sent me.
Yeah, I
that
forget
clip
who-
where you put it up on the thing and then it falls and you're just like, oops.
someone clipped that and sent it to me. It was just zoomed in on you. That was great.
That was actually really funny. Those are the comics of the week. We did it. We finished the episode. Except unless JD wants to do his unboxing.
Oh, I mean, it's not really a big like. If you guys want me to do it, I will. What's the time at right now?
Yeah, because we can talk about Hi guy.
Hi, Gavin.
I didn't even know that
2 hours
chat was a
and 15 minutes.
Oh,
Oh,
my
that's
god!
awesome.
End the episode. End the episode. It's
No,
so long.
unbox. We're already over length. You might as well. Oh Jesus!
What the fuck was that?
Actually,
for-
I can talk. I can talk
That could be your
about
out of context clip. Me clipping this.
while you. I can tell you this now. I have a crippling fear. Like if someone snips scissors towards my direction, I panic. Like I have a full on panic attack. I'm not kidding.
You're like Tony in
Someone-
Iron Man 3. He's like,
Dude, yeah, how did
You're
you
like
get
Gavin when
out
he
of
thinks
the
someone's behind him.
wormhole?
yeah. You're like you have to step into your Iron Man suit outside.
Yeah, check the heart, check the lungs, check the what?
Yeah.
So are you unboxing or not?
Yeah, I guess for the Spotify and iTunes listeners, thanks for listening. This is basically
Yeah.
where
Yeah,
audio version.
we've really enjoyed you being here. We love you the most.
Yeah,
Thank
there's no
you
way.
guys.
to still-
Spider-Man Lotus.
Spider-Man Lotus.
How to save a
Coming fall 2021.
Hi, I'm Gavin J. Knopf, writer and director of Spider-Man Lotus.
Oh my
Well,
God,
Were you
dude,
held
the
at gunpoint for that video? Because that's what it
Yeah,
looks
the
like.
monotone voice, you do it perfectly.
I know, it's like
You look like Kevin Feige with the hat on too.
Feige, you
Kevin
fucking idiot.
Feige.
Sorry. Sorry, Kevin.
Yo, Hunter just tried to copy what I said then and he almost said the F word. I watched him.
What?
Oh no, he
I
said
didn't.
Feige.
I
thought you
keep
said-
looking because my dog's staring at me. But
Oh,
she
is that
can't
what it was?
see,
I
so
thought
she's
you
just
went
facing me.
like this to the microphone. You went fucking.
No,
and
I
then
have a
went-
blind dog and she's staring
Ah.
at me, and I'm like, "What are you doing?"
I've seen that dog. It's very
We
sweet.
have
There we
kind
go.
of really scary backgrounds.
Me?
Like, no, like what is behind us all the time? You know?
What does that mean?
All
What
right,
is
finally
behind-
opened.
All right, what is
Forget
it?
Gavin's weird marijuana
You-
rant right now.
You
Yeah, what
gotta
was
you gotta
that?
explain what it is
Okay,
for the audio
So
listeners.
on one of my 2021 comic goals, I set out 5 comics that I want to get in 2021. One of which was Green Lantern 51, which is the first appearance of Kyle Rayner in his new suit. Now, I'm a sucker for a good deal, and I found one that was an entire lot. It was the whole saga of the Emerald Twilight when Hal Jordan goes crazy and kills all the Green
Oh,
Lanterns.
nice.
And they're all in beautiful condition. So and I could see myself getting them all slabbed because the covers are that nice. So it starts with Green Lantern 48, right? An iconic cover.
Good cover, yeah.
Hal about to destroy Coast City. Then it's Green Lantern 49, one of the most iconic Green Lantern covers
Yeah,
ever.
I've seen
with
that.
him holding all
so
the
often.
rings,
Yeah.
right? And then we got him Parallax Hal with the white
Oh,
hair,
damn.
right?
Mhm.
And then the new guy taking over, Kyle Rayner, the gold book for 2021. So all 4 and a
That's-
lot.
How
Honestly,
how
very
much
cool.
did you pay for it?
I believe I paid 40 for all 4.
Oh, that's not bad.
Sounds
Holy
right.
shit.
That's really good.
That's very
Yeah.
good.
And I'm planning to get them all graded. I mean, I'll have to look at the insides, but just based on the covers, I think there's 9.8 potential.
Oh, wow. There's 9.8 potential.
There's a
Maybe.
9.8 potential.
There's a 9.8 potential.
And that's where we end the episode.
And that's where we end the episode. So if you're somehow still listening, why do you do this to yourself? Go
How
fund
dare you.
go fund Gavin's Spider-Man journey because I want to see a sequel.
I just want to see it in general.
Yeah,
but
I don't care about the film. I care about a sequel.
yeah, we all know sequels are where the best movies come out, right? Karate Kid
I'll
2.
be like, the thumbnail will be like, interview with creator of Spider-Man Lotus. It'll be a picture of Gavin's speech will be like, I don't care about this. I just care about a sequel.
I hope he calls it Spider-Man Lotus 2.
Yeah, Spider-Man Lotus Part 2.
Spider-Man Lotuses.
Subscribe for part 1.
Really? I don't know if there will be a sequel. Look, I don't know. Okay.
He doesn't know, guys. He doesn't
You
know.
heard it here, officially confirmed for the first time. Spider-Man Lotus will be getting a sequel
Yep.
fall
I gotta
2020.
Take my dialogue and chop it up and like edit it together. Spider-Man
Yeah.
Lotus will come out with a sequel.
Why do you do that so well?
That was kind of weird.
What a
These are
weird
I've
talent.
watched YTPs. I understand.
And
YTPs are
he
beautiful.
just became president, so he's got to
Yeah, that's
practice a
true.
lot. Of
Yeah,
those speeches.
there's that too.
the malarkey.
Yeah.
If
am
you're listening on
delighted.
iTunes, we appreciate a 5-star review. If you're listening on YouTube, subscribe, follow, whatever. I don't care. For a hero
I
story,
do.
I'm
Please
JD.
subscribe.
Please
And I'm
subscribe. Hunter's doing so much work. Please
Thanks for
subscribe.
being a hero.
And remember, every second is a gift. Goodbye.
And I'm Harper.
We don't care. And he's Gavin. We still don't care.
Well, we do
Stop
care.
recording.
Oh, okay.
I'm Gavin J. Knopf, writer and director of Spider-Man.